Alright, and we're live. Whew. Hello, hello. This is not a game. We be doing different things. We cooking, boys. With the release of History Collection, which I'll click over here.
Or the announcement that English is getting the History Collection.
As well. So we'll get older units that get revised. One's going to be the Gap Blade, which is from the Alt Model Trial deck. That will get a whole bunch of new skills. And then also the crit triggers as an update for that. And a quick slide onto this.
So to explain all of these strides that are on screen now, their names, they are all getting eroded to have 2 additional effects. In addition, all the crits that were on the last page, like so all of the old stride crits that you would, when your Vanguard, X-named Vanguard attacked, you would move the soul, give 5k and draw a card. All of them are getting eroded with the Vanguard 0 skill, which is when they're damage checked to draw a card. They will also be eroded to have 10k power instead of 5k power, and 15k shield instead of 10k shield. As for the strides, they have... It is confirmed that every stride listed will get eroded. We are going off how Godblade works to assume that all other strides will work similar, which is...
just make 2 of your respective gifts for your clan, pretty much.
Kind of. So they're the 2 skills that, like, Godblade got eroded were...
Yeah, so it's...
Continuous Vanguard, this unit on hit activates even if the attack does not hit. And second off is, if your Vanguard was Blue Sky Knight Alt Mile, and you have not gained an imaginary gift during the fight, you could discard cards from your hand equal to grade 3 or greater, stride this card, then, as cost, flip a copy of with a card with the same name as this card from your G-Zone face down, gain 2 imaginary gift force.
Yeah.
So what this did was this gave the trial deck Stride Break Alt Mile force markers. So we are building decks under the assumption that all stride bearers will have
an association with a G name unit. So we can assume that, like, in theory, the, like, say for example, Kagura is a force deck, so it'll gain 2. But Murakuma will gain 2 Axel because it's a Axel clan. And then OTT can gain 2 protect gifts as well.
Yes, so we are under the assumption they just provide 2 imaginary gifts. They have not actually come out and confirmed how they work for every stride. Technically, they haven't confirmed every card that these cards work with, because they might work with a different stride breaker.
Yeah.
We don't know. But we are under the assumption they are all working with the original stride breaker for the clan, which means, sorry Lulu, it's Cleric or Dragon time. And they all will provide 2 imaginary gifts of their respective type.
Yeah. And I think right now we got some, I asked a couple of people what they kind of want to see content-wise. And then it was definitely one's Nubatama, because Nubatama is a real deck. And then...
Murakuma?
Oh, sorry. Murakumo is a very real deck with Train. Murakuma's pretty real. We're going to Bermuda, as well as Genesis.
What the fuck is Lightning Dragon Knight Zoras? Hold the hell on.
Lightning Dragon Zoras. That is the Flyers collection card.
Yeah, hold on.
Cause that's what Godspeed Flash Boost is. Cause that's a...
I don't know. I thought it said it under Nubatama for a second. I was like,
no, it's a Nakami. But yeah, we're using our trusty dusty friend Decklog for all this. Bushiroad official deck building client. It also helps that it helps like boost up like things with it.
You use it for official tournaments.
Official tournaments. It also helps out grab out like cards, and then they're like a decent sized PG image that you can grab up with that. Use it. It makes a deck code as well. So by making the deck code, it helps you throw that as well. I will throw this up on the Twitters, the Discord, if the Discord link still works. I will do that as well. And then also in the video description for the video, VOD version of it, because it might be on YouTube as well. So we're gonna go with Murakumo.
By the way. I sent you the 2 codes at some point, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go over them later.
Yeah.
Alright, so I haven't read old Yasuie in a hot minute.
So all Yasuie is pretty strong. The strike break is when you G strike into it, target a unit. You target one of your rear guards. Canvas one, target one of your rear guards. Search up to 2 copies of their name, call them onto the board, then shuffle. At the end of the turn, they go to the bottom. His GB2 is whenever a rear guard is put to the bottom of the deck by a card effect. Search your deck with the same name and call it to the board. So you'll always have a dude on the board at GB2.
But it says counterblast 1, go +2.
Yeah. Build 2.
Temporarily +2, which is what matters.
Which helps a lot.
That's you build a deck around that shit. That shit's strong.
So that's a guaranteed 3 of as a main thing, because even though that's like a guarantee like to go into it like stride wise, the old Yasuie is still pretty good as well, because it's a Canvas Soul Blast 1, choose 2 units from your drop or your deck that matches the unit's name, call them, and then you become demo.
No.
Well, it's a very good because you can because you still play Gomas as well. And Goma lets you become that as well.
And yeah, the resetting Vanguard's cool, but when are you gonna... I guess if you're looking for a resetting Vanguard play, you ride this.
Yeah.
You just don't stride, right?
Well, the thing is that it's a very strong because it makes an Axel gift. Also, it's sure you also have this is good better because if you don't have any dudes on. If you run out of dudes in your deck, you have dudes from your drop. So you only play as a 1. Also, it's a 12k body.
No. You had me on the restanding part.
Yeah.
Because you gave me validation.
Yeah.
Right?
Because it's still gonna be a 1.
Yeah. I'd say you run.
Yeah. I think it's 3 of the old one for sure. 1 of the new one, and then 2 Gomas. You can bump it up to 3. I think 2 is fine.
Let's start with just kind of core cards that actually make it to the deck.
So, this is just a 1.
What's that grade 1 do? That Yasuie grade 1 support card?
The Strike Father or this one?
No, go up.
Oh, this one. Whenever a Yasuie Vanguard is placed on top, you can counterblast 1. Look at the top 7, call 1 card with the same name as a dude on your board. And then when it enters the Vanguard circle, you look at the top 7 for Yasuie.
So, hold the fuck on.
Yeah.
This just reads it has a stride skill on rear guards.
Yeah. Because that's why, you can play with, Yasuie, into it.
It just says when your Vanguard with Yasuie is
Yeah.
Right?
So it works with the strides as well.
Yeah, that's a fucking stride skill on a rear guard.
Yeah.
That seems pretty good just for
Yeah.
that.
It's gonna be at least a 3 to the 4, depends on it.
We get access to some really stupid...
It's some really strong ones. You also get access to Oboshi as well.
Yeah.
Oboshi's insane because in this meta, Denial Griffin's really good.
Yeah. Do we want to run a Shiryuki package?
That's what it pretty much is. It's going to be pretty much well, the Shiryuki package usually, because I played around this enough. Yuki. Usually it is 3 to 4 of these. 3 of these. Depends on the format. So you either play at least you either play 3 or a split between the old and the new one for the V one. And that's pretty much it. And that's usually the package from Shiryuki, because you don't play as much Shiryuki stuff.
Yeah, let's go back to it.
Yeah.
From there. Yeah.
Sweet.
So
Oboshi's there. What's this
that
one?
card do? I don't actually know.
Put it as a soul at the end of the battle. Attacked if it did not hit. If this unit boosted, you may pay the cost. Canvas 1. Choose 1 card. Search for 2 copies of that name. Call them separate. Return 1 to the bottom. Put 1. And it's return 1 up to. Oh yeah.
I don't like it.
No, I don't like it either.
We're already 3 heavy. I don't want to put more 3s in the deck. Admittedly, right now.
Give me a second. I need to type down Ataka.
So I'm liking this new concept of if we're very heavy on
Need to do 3 of this one, because usually the biggest thing is that if you play a 3-1 onto this, because when you call the Strike Father, you can copy the Strike Father and then you grab the top 5 searchers and they're 13k attackers.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then you have the Stride Fodder for being able to search out Yasuie.
Yeah.
If you need to pivot.
And then you need to pivot. It
searches
out any Yasuie. So it searches you out for your Restander, your Gomas. It also searches out your Strike Fathers as well.
Yeah, Tenma seems to be like the next biggest attacker. So
yeah, and I think that's fine. Oboshi's really good because against the Nile decks, you can never kill this guy.
We just might not be in. We'll hold Oboshi to the side for now because that's like a concept of a card.
It's also like a it's also just like a meta choice as well.
Well, this is like something of interest that we're like, because this is now a new concept. These really powerful G-locked cards. How strong are they now that we can now feasibly run them? And that's kind of what we're seeing right now. It's gonna be really interesting.
This is counter charge, soul charge, on miss on an attack. This is primarily the biggest way Yasuie counter charges in the deck. Because this is
had really good counter charge.
No. This card made Yasui's counter charge like non-existent. It's all counter charge. It had soul problems, so there was like a lot of soul issues. This was also a counter charge and a soul charge.
Well,
pretty much.
The Shiryuki engine kind of solved too.
The Shiryuki engine is like you primarily use that as a guarding engine, pretty much. It's like 50-50 onto it because like it's it's not as searchable as you would want it to be.
I'd have to look through generic.
Cause you can do it.
I know this deck is like Shiryuki now, because I haven't seen a lot of it.
Nope, not Homer. Oboro. Cause usually what I go is this same name. Cause usually I go for this package. I need. Nope. There we go. This is at 4. This goes to a 2.
What about that promo? I remember that promo was actually like solid.
That works as well. I need this. I think it was this. Is usually the package was. The promo was. Because Murukuma promos are. There's some strong ones. One's Baron Shiryuki. There's a. PR, there we are. I just need.
Scroll down? Just scroll down.
Yeah, I'll probably just hit it. Because you're thinking about this one, right?
This one. Yeah.
Yeah, beginning of your right phase, you can counterblast 1, choose a card on your board, and then copy the same name. And then tuck a unit, choose one of your other units. It changes that name against boost. It's better in Shuri. You can play this in Yasuie. It's just you need to dedicate way more dudes on the board.
That's the thing. It's like there's still like room to figure out what's. So.
Yeah, because there's I don't think it's showing the deck, the grade 1. Nope, that's a Blaze Maiden.
Is that one of the grade 1s banned?
Elba. Is it? I don't think it is.
Something was banned in premium.
Oh no, because I clicked on grade 2. There we are.
Yep.
I know which grade 2 you're talking about. It is banned.
That I thought was banned.
No, it's the grade 2. You're thinking of You're thinking of this guy.
Just click off the 2.
No, he's a grade 2. You're thinking of this guy. He's banned. Because he loops. You're thinking of this in Tamba. Because Tamba is the one that it tucks a thing back and gains 5, but you can loop with the grade 2, because the grade 2 searches for 1 or 3, so you have better targets for it. But this gained you infinite power in a sense. But yeah, that's pretty much more or less what that is.
Ambush, stealth, Nue Dio, and stealth rope to conceal it. Tamba?
Yeah, it's Tamba. Tamba, and then
Yeah. Okay, so the grade 1's banned.
The grade 1's banned. I believe the grade 2's also banned.
No, it's not.
Dual weapon?
Nope, it's not.
Okay.
It was the grade 1 that created the infinite loop.
Yeah, the grade 1 was the infinite loop.
Yeah, like everything else past there is like...
Because I believe the grade 2... This one was part of that loop. This one will play a big play in that loop because it lets you...
probably was,
yeah.
but the difference is the grade... You can do it with cards other than that. Than the grade 2, as long as the grade 1 exists. So the grade 1 had to go.
Yeah, the grade 1 for sure had to go.
So
I know this one was like decent. Hold on, give me a second. Let me unclick this. If I click 2, does it get me there? It does. Cool. So there's a grade 3 support unit. It was the Shadow Searcher, and then at the end of the battle, the Vanguard did a hit. Choose 3 Vanguard, search up to 1 card with the same name. Call it? No, because you want to be on Yasuie. I think it was
I think
this
we have too
one.
many grade 3s in the list already.
It's very grade 3 heavy. You want to like take a look at it because if you don't play the Shiryuki package, you're like pretty much 6 grade 3s.
I think we're fine at like these 10.
Yeah.
Which is like 4 Shiryuki, 4 Yasuie, and then 2 Tenma.
Yeah.
I think that'll probably get you where you need to go. Let's add triggers before we forget.
Sure.
And Elementaria, because you're probably a deck that can get away with. Do you run Elementaria?
You can. I think you can. You can. You are able to. It's a little bit more tricky with it because like it's not as like search. It's like, how do I word this? It's not as optimal as you want it because it's a name. That's like the biggest thing. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, you run the over trigger, so yeah, that.
Over trigger. You play Heal Guardians. You don't have to play Hidden Scroll. If you need a counter charge.
Stride crit or draw PG, right?
Depends. I think it's damage. Cause you still play Oboro Spider as a 3.
Wait, is this card so restricted to 1 for some reason? I didn't know that.
You need stride crits. Stride crits. You need triggers are 16. Because 1, 4, yeah, 8, 12, 16.
Where are your Sentinels?
Sentinels. I'm debating about where I want to place it. Cause like, what do you even take it out? I think it's like you can take out the spider is probably like the only thing you need. The spider is just a really good resource refunder. You can also just main deck like grade 1 Sentinels. Let me check out the Sentinels. No. This has to be a Shadow Stitch one? No, this is a Quintet Wall. That's a Quintet Wall.
Bad.
This one is...
This one's Vanguard specific. In the attack of you.
Yeah, it's a self bouncer for Soul Blast on GB1.
That's an interesting concept. You got the countercharge PG.
Yeah.
You
And
got
then
I feel like you would just run traditional Pro PGs in this deck.
I think that's fine.
It's just because you're so restricted on room.
Yeah, like the slots are very tight. That's the biggest downside of the deck is very tight.
What's the next win condition? Because I can see, because I asked to add the Shiryuki package because I'm looking at the deck going like, your win condition is probably Shiryuki plus infinite loop.
No, you can't do Shiryuki infinite loop. It doesn't work as consistently because the only reason why Shiryuki loop like works consistently is because you have to be on a Shiryuki Vanguard. Because you have to have a Vanguard with Shiryuki. That's why the loop works, because you have to be on a Shiryuki.
So then we have to rebuild the deck out.
This one is more of a tech. This is more of guarding tech than anything else. That's what you can't pivot from the deck, because I only used it as the guarding value, because minus 30,000 is minus 30,000.
Then there's no real point in running the engine if you're not going to like use it offensively either.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that like the deck is very utility heavy. Like it'll kit way hard. So like you will never like miss on kitting. But that's the thing, is that like win cons are usually, if we go to the G deck, usually you, usually Gomas, we go with 2 Gomas. One Buster. You can do Genmas, you can do like 1 Tenma. You play 2? 2 or 1 or 2? I think I played 2 in my deck. 2 in that, 2 in this. No, I remember. It's 1 of this, 2 of that, and then 1 of this, because that was that, and then 2 trains, because that one is the one that lets you gain a gift. Is the train. So that's roughly the G zone from my Murukuma lists.
The infinite loop. I don't like.
Well, the thing is,
I don't.
yeah,
I think you're, like the Yasuie strides just seem irrelevant. Like especially the one that's just like, oh, Yasui's, like. So it's like I see 2 of the one that creates like 30,000 attacks for no reason.
Yeah.
I see the one that applies crits to the board.
Yeah. This one is just like spot filler, pretty much. Oh, this one's a flipper. Pretty much if you have to ride into Tenma, you can flip it. I think I also played they share name.
Is that?
Yeah, this is Tenma.
Is this your name?
Yeah, this here.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you only play the one.
Tenma's good.
Tenma's good.
Better than
Goma is like okay. It's like it's like the most okay of okay. You have like this as a flipper now, so you just flip this. You primarily played it just to like get GB2. This is like at GB2, so like this is more of like a finishing like loop than anything else. You also played. You can play.
You just went on an infinite loop anyway, so.
Well, you can't win on that infinite loop because to infinite loop with Shiryuki, you have to play. You have to be like full on Shiryuki. You can't do a splash of Shiryuki.
But you have to represent. Well, it doesn't need to be on Shiryuki because the loop just happened.
No, the loop needs to be on Shiryuki. The minus loop has to be on Shiryuki.
The minus your opponent's power, but the infinite loop itself is generic.
Oh yeah, like just the Soul Blast one. Yeah. But once again, it's
Soul Blast 1 infinite multi-attack. Yeah.
Yeah, but you need the minus power to make sure that the loop consistently hits.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. That's the whole point. But you want to be on a Shiryuki Vanguard for that one, because that's the biggest thing that helps it out.
I didn't realize that said Shiryuki.
It does have to say
Shiryuki.
Shiryuki.
The other Shiryuki then, because it's aggressive. And this pivots for more aggressive playstyle. So I'd run the other one so you have the ability to minus your opponent during.
Yeah. Well, you play both. This one has a minus ability.
Yeah, but defensively, not offensively.
No, it has a defensive one.
No, I'm looking for the offensive one.
Oh yeah, you're looking for an offensive one? I guess.
Yeah, because remember, Yasui's more aggressive than Shiryu. So
Yeah.
I think you need to play for the aggressive part of the package.
Yeah. Well, I only throw this one in because, like, minus 30k is, like, a shield, and the deck rarely has shields anyways.
It is a shield, yeah. You are forfeiting a little bit of shield.
Yeah.
But
you have, like, I think you have way better, like... Yeah, you have, like, you can kit it. It's a very meta choice. That's the thing.
I think you just play the aggro engine, to be honest.
Yeah, and that's fine.
As far as the soul engine goes, you gotta remember that Shiryuki package is soul. It's really good at generating soul.
It does okay. It nets. That's pretty much it. This one?
What's the grade 2 in the second row on the far left?
Oh, this one?
Yeah, I don't actually know what it is.
It's the one that copies your names.
No, she's...
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think you need it.
You need this one.
No, you don't.
So this plus this guarantees you any grade 3.
Okay, so you're doing it to just force a grade 3.
You can force it into any Heal Guardian, you can force it to any Shiryuki, you can force it to any kind of Tenma. If you don't have an Ataka, the Stride one, this is the other option you go into. This is just a name copier. That's perfectly fine. It was pretty much the kit that I played a lot of.
8, 11, 12, 13.
Oh, there's definitely too many cards. There's definitely a lot. Realistically, it would be like what?
And like,
yeah, because like certain ones are like text. This one's more of like a denial. This one's like more copies of other cards if you needed to, but you don't need to. Which one?
Sorry. The good Yasuie support card can be cut to 3 because you don't need 4. I get the purpose for 4, but you'll probably get away with just 3.
You need the 4th one because if one hits the damage, you don't have enough names. So you only play 2 or 4, man. That's like the numbers of Muobatama.
I think you run 3 because you still can get it off at that point.
You can still get it off for sure. Like you can do like an even this, but at the same time, right now the deck doesn't cycle. That's the biggest downside.
I'm not talking about the.
Oh, just like the Strike Fighter?
I'm talking about the grade 2 back row attacker.
Oh yeah, if you're talking about Oboshi, then that's fine. This one is more of a tech than anything else. It's not a mainstay. This is more of a meta tech than anything else.
Like if you're ready, I think this is like the reason you run him because you're like looking for like really strong cards, and like this is one of the really strong cards.
Yeah, this is one of those really strong ones. But at the same time, you have to remember that like.
How many grade 1s are we on? Like,
I think we're on like 10. No, 14. 14, 13. Because ideally, it's what? If we want to like optimize numbers, this.
It doesn't feel good, but let's cut Yasui's pick down.
I think I only played like the main 4 just because I needed it. I was running out of numbers. Technically, you can go with 3 of these. That's fine there.
It should cut down to 2, realistically.
I think realistically, no, because it has that defensive like trigger as well. Because it technically counts as a draw.
Yeah, but then that's how you hit 16 triggers. Or because you need to go down on trigger count. Remember?
No, trigger. Oh yeah. There's 18.
Yeah, no, never mind.
Yeah.
15 triggers. We can go up by 1.
Yeah. I was like, that was why I think it was. Wait, no, trigger unit 18. Why is it 18?
Oh god.
Wait, 3, 6. Oh no, because we put in the draw triggers. That's why.
Yeah,
so it has to be. You have to do what?
Because you clearly don't have room for draw triggers. So
that's the thing is that like you can just do like Sentinel. Like I think even like the if you play more on the aggressive, why not just play like the D PGs?
But like I thought you didn't have room for the DPGs to begin with.
No.
Which is why we were trying to fit them into the draw trigger.
No, you can make space for it.
Like I'm not opposed to it. Don't get me wrong. It's
yeah.
Because
you can play like what? 3 of that and they were perfectly fine.
We only have 15 G units, that's why.
Yeah.
Just throw in Drachma, call it a day.
Yeah.
Just throw in Drachma, call it a day.
Yeah. It's 15. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. You can also play, if you want to be extra spicy, you can play,
random things you can throw in there. So I'm just telling you Drachma because it's like,
yeah.
Sure.
Technically, it's this one.
Wait, what's your G-Guards look like?
G-Guards are... Oh, wait, it's this one at a 1 change.
Yeah,
Oop,
wait, so now we have...
I forgot. So it is 2, 4, 1, 5... Okay, now I remember. Numbers were...
So now we cut GB8?
GB8...
I think the Drive Protect Enabler is fine. because sometimes you just need to draw cards. So
yeah, because I think it is this, if I remembered right. If the slots would look like this.
Really good.
Yeah,
Like,
because I definitely remember it was 5 G guards.
4 Vanguard swings.
Yeah.
But
this is pretty much it.
You're never fucking getting there.
Yeah, because I think mine back then was this. Because I only did this to flip another unit.
I get the concept behind it,
but that was pretty much it. This looks fine. Like, I think I like this. This is like a perfectly fine list because
I call this a G-zone.
I like this as a G-zone. I think it's like this. Buster was only for that like one gimmick that I needed to do.
Because you have to respect the Yasuie that just pumps the board with crits.
Yeah.
That's like an actual thing that happens.
Yeah, because that can force stuff.
It's not like, yeah. Because your G-zone is realistic. Like, the game has become your G-zone has like one singular plan and you go for it.
Yeah.
There's still 3 cards open, by the way.
Bunker. No. There's like a whole jam of things that you can like do. Well, this is not like a confirm. This is like throw things in, then make cuts, and then all that fun stuff as well. God, what's that Sentinel? Sentinel. As soon as I learn how to spell Sentinel.
Don't worry, I forget all the time.
3. Because it's right now, it's because the Shiryuki package takes so much of it. That's why like the Shiryuki package is like you can play the package, but you have to be very tight on it. I don't think you even play Jocko. That's the thing.
I think we just go further into the because I don't like.
Because I think.
Like Lady Silhouette. I understand why you're running it, but it's like you're kind of just.
Yeah.
It feels like you're somewhat just going -1 to guarantee your grade 3, which isn't like.
Well, it's like what else do you even run as a grade 2? Because Jocko only works on rear.
Yuki as a package has always been like really good.
It's a fine package, but
we said we cut down by like to 3, right?
I think it's like if I did the the thing is that like whatchamacallit, if we did like old Shiryuki.
Well, we were cutting Yasui's GV2 card a little bit too, but
yeah, it'd be at realistically it's 3, but we're keeping it at 4 right now just because it was like just to like remember numbers. Because it'll be like what 2 of you. Realistically, it's like cut this down to 3. Jocko, I don't think you even need, because you can't reliably because you have better.
No, because the whole point of Jocko is the soul charge and on miss soul charge.
You have better things. You have this one that gains you soul.
I think that card's bad.
No, this one's amazing. Because it worked.
Really bad.
Because this one's Jocko, but counter charges, and it's on any attack.
Yeah, so you have to miss an attack.
And then to gain the skill to make it hit.
To gain the skill on hit, do something.
Yeah.
But it's really bad.
You would think, but because people
cantrip and a counter charge.
Yeah. It's a cantrip, a counter charge, and a soul. That's the biggest thing.
But now we have like a bunch of soul generation for no reason because we also have the stand trigger that's.
Well, I only put the stand trigger in for counters. Because the deck will eat is counterblast. Like, the deck will eat is counterblast. Well, because it's great, yeah.
Well, here's the thing, your deck only burns 1 counterblast when you look at it.
No, the deck will burn like 2 to 3 per turn when you're doing the stride.
No. Think about it. Obiyoshi's free.
No, Obiyoshi is... The train is free.
Every
other stride needs a counterblast or a soul blast, my dude. It's like...
Yeah. But, here's the caveat to that. While, that grade... while your other stride is really good, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
We're branching in so many different paths that we have to narrow.
Yeah, that's fine too.
And it's we have a million different counter charges that do them for a million different purposes.
Yeah. I only say you either have Spider or
It has to be Spider or
the other one.
One of the two.
It's one of the two for sure. I think it's realistically you can take out spiders, put in draw triggers perfectly fine. I think it was and then you have spots for 3. It depends on how you want to pick it up, but this is roughly what the deck will kind of shape up into.
Because I still heavily disagree with your with the Obiyoshi package, because it's
Because, like, what? You ride the Jocko past the turn.
Well, then, like, let's take the other grade 1, and it's like, or that we have in the deck that says check 7 for Yasuie.
Yeah.
You put it in your hand, there's no point running the card. Yes,
well,
it clones, but, like,
yeah.
Yasuie's Strike Break also clones. And if we already are running this package to guarantee your grade 3, why do we need another card that guarantees your grade 3?
Well, this one, well, Oboshi, well, technically, I only play 3 for, like, safety numbers. Overall Keepers is the one that searches for the grade 3. This one copies a name, so this one lets you connect to, it's also, like, a Tucker as well, so it gets rid of Hanoi plays. That's why you had to play mainly as a 4th.
Or Tenma for Hanoi.
You need 6 copies, my dude. It's like, Tenma also, well,
me and David have talked about this, we don't need 6 copies.
Well, he plays both too, doesn't he? Or did he take out Tenma's too?
He took out one for the other.
Yeah.
Detail, but...
Yeah. Because it's pretty much 6-5. Pretty much this is good early game as well because it's a grade 2 play into it.
Then let's cut the girl in the grade 1 count.
Which one?
The second to the right, middle row, second from the
right.
Yeah.
Like 2's fine.
Yeah. No, you have to just cut her all together because there's no point.
Yeah, that's the thing is that like it's you primarily say it to like search for a Tenma for Yasuie, and it's like you have more ways. This pair is more consistent.
I don't think it's more consistent if you want me to be entirely honest, because you have to open both of them.
Yeah, that's the thing is that like it's not consistent. It consistently grabs a different kind of grade 3 that you need. It's very toolkit heavy. I think I like this toolkit a lot more than anything else. In the worst case, you can just copy like what a Yasuie it copies any grade 1 as well, so you can copy like more of these. You can copy more of the other ones. So you can do this as well. You can do more Takas. You can do more of the other base grade 1s. It plays a bigger role in the bigger picture because it's also
countercharger out of curiosity.
Yeah, because it can search this one. It can also search a spider. It can also search out a PG. It can also search out. It searches out dudes for nothing. It's when you have a board of nothing and you go into turn 2, you can do something. Plus, also, you also need a dude for Yasuie to copy, and if you don't dedicate anything to your board, it makes the stride not even work.
So now we have this grade 1 that's like exactly there the cantrip versus, and then we also have the stand trigger spider. So now it's like, well, why are we running either of these? What cuts?
What cuts?
Because I think Dark Spider, I think Dark Spider is significantly better than the grade 1 for Yasuie.
Oh, Spider's more generic. That's why, like, you either play one or the other. It's just that you can play more. You're more likely to hit normal units than you will triggers. Is the thing. The only reason why Shiryuki plays Spider is because they usually can't play this. Because this one's a Yasuie locked name.
I think that card's just really bad.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that, like, I understand, like, because I play it. Because I understand why you would play this in a Yasuie deck rather than this one. Because Oboro Spider gives you that, like, resource, but you have the minus power from Shiryuki. And in the Shiryuki deck. Tenma doesn't have that.
With that card, you don't get to control when you countercharge.
No, you do.
Your opponent does.
Yeah, but usually anything, it makes it's on hit pressure pretty much. Think of it like on hit pressure.
But like, yeah, and I see it as on hit pressure, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But then like, here's the problem with it. Yeah, it's on hit pressure, but now we have this, oh, this is really bad. Oh no, it says Shadow Stitch or Yasuie, okay.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, is you don't get to control countercharge. Is basically what you're saying when you run it over Spider. You don't control when you get the countercharge.
Yeah.
Meaning your opponent has now all the power of how much resources you gain at a time.
Yeah. But the deck,
really, really bad.
The thing with it is that surprisingly, like, okay, so in Yasuie, the resources aren't as heavy as you would think with Shiryuki. Shiryuki's way, way heavier.
Resource heavy.
It's with Yasuie has a lot more tempo and like its users. Shiryuki does not. Shiryuki is just, here we are. You want resources back? You gotta play the whole Shiryuki deck. Because there's no way to just splash in other packages. That's why Obero Keeper is such a big card in that deck. Because Obero Keeper is just a resource card not in your main deck slot. It's in your non-trigger slots. Or it's in your trigger slots. While your main deck is like completely filled out with Shiryuki.
I think that card, no, like, it doesn't... Okay, but if you say you get the tempo of the resources, your opponent has control of your resources at all stages of the game.
Yeah.
Is what that card reads.
It's what it says. Yeah, for sure.
Really, really bad.
Yeah, there's a reason why this card was like $20 for like a while.
It was your only force to countercharge, admittedly.
No, there was Overspire. Overspire was from like step 5. I was like...
No, but like I don't like it. Like the game has gone to a point where this card does not work in the way it wants to work anymore.
Yeah, it's the thing is that like it's either cut this or Spider, but I think like you need more pressure with something. What's the pressure coming from?
Well, how many grade ones do we have right now?
Well, we're like 16.
16. Oh, we're at 50.
We're at 50 on the dot. This is more or less what the deck can show up.
We have to add cards for both.
No, we're at 50.
No, it says main deck has 49. Like the system's a little buggy. Yeah, so lose a card and then gain a card. Trust me. Lose a card, gain a card.
Okay. Yeah, it's 50. There's like 50 out of 50 picks, and I was like, yeah, that's right.
No. That's where that error comes from.
Yeah.
It's so...
Well, the thing is that, like, what? If you... Well, remember, yeah, Yasuie is a very, like, toolbox-heavy deck. So you can splash as much as you want. The real win con is probably just coming from your G-Zone. Is what you primarily have to think about it as.
That's the thing, we never really established the deck's definitive...
It's pretty much this stride and then, like, this one. It's usually these two.
It's usually just looping.
This is pretty much like...
Your whole deck has a pile of cards that say you perform loops.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what the deck's like win con is. And then that's why people went towards Shiryuki, because Shiryuki gives you that minus power. So that's why spiders you can play.
Your whole board.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. You don't get that. You don't get that accessibility. So you need to hit numbers. So you have to have units that hit numbers.
Yeah, but that 7K body doesn't create numbers.
It does in an axle circle.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. It hits 12. 12 is enough.
Which is like not a force number.
Yeah, it's not a force number. But you're an axle deck. You don't hit force numbers.
Yes, you do.
You do when you're Shiryuki. You're not Shiryuki. It's like,
I was supposed to have more Shiryukis.
You then just play the Shiryuki deck. It's like, you can know the Shiryuki deck pretty much takes out all the Yasuie cards, my dude.
I think.
Like it takes out a lot of your Yasuie cards. You cannot splash Yasuie. Because you can. Sure, you can like splash it in, but there's more consistency going into a Shiryuki than going to a Yasuie. Why would you ever go into a Yasuie unless you're playing against a write down deck? That was the only kit you could ever play it. Yeah, but then you have to like prioritize. You have to then prioritize. Do you want to keep a Shiryuki in your hand or prioritize into a Tenma? Because if you do what you want to do, so it would be this.
You don't need to like remove everything.
No, if you go into the Shiryuki like build, Shida, it has to be this.
That grade 1 you probably don't need.
You have to have this one because you need to consistently hit your Shiryukis, like consistently.
You'll consistently hit them in this deck.
No, you won't. Why do you think David still plays this?
Because he doesn't have a better soul charge engine?
it plays that role as well because it's a search and a soul charge. That's the biggest thing. The deck eats so much soul that you have to play it. So you have to play as a 4-elf. This, you can do this. Like what? It's just this pretty much. It's pretty much this. You don't even need the crit.
No, you'd run Yasuie's crit because it's just generically.
Yeah, you would just run this. It pretty much becomes this. And that's like, sure, there's like a few cards you can like keep in. But it's pretty much going to be like this. It's pretty much going to be like, you can splash the package in. But then you hit into the problem of you have way too many grade 3s. You were originally like what? 4 extra slots? Give me a second. Oh, there's still missing one. Let me like throw in a random card. So it goes.
You only have.
No, it's max on Shiryuki stuff. It's usually it's like if you want to be spicy, you can play a one of this. Because it would be. Because you play for this for sure. Because you have to copy any of these lower guys. If I remember Donovan's deck.
He ran the grade 2.
Yeah, he runs that grade 2 because
I don't think you need to run that.
You can play that grade 2 in Donovan's deck because it refunds names.
So what I would do, because it's cheeky as shit, is you can run some of the Shujo Doji stuff in that, like, weirdly enough, in Murakumo and Nubatama as a package.
Yeah.
And for some reason it fucking.
Oh right, that's what the other one was. Forktail.
Because that for some reason works.
Is it Forktail? Fork.
Forktail, yeah.
Yeah, it's Forktail. We can throw this one just for numbers.
Yeah.
Realistically, throw that as numbers. Also, this is also what I would have recommended instead of that grade 1, because the grade 1 is like the reason why it has a high price tag for it.
Would have been fine because it's just a soul engine.
Yeah, it's just a soul engine. I would have taken this one over the other one. I'm just playing that one out because it doesn't play into the Yasuie deck. I'm not saying that was the best option. So
Well, I think that one actually plays into Yasuie kind of decently.
Oh, this one's great. This one plays into both decks.
Yeah.
But this one I was like, if you were to do, I think you're too jaded on Shiryuki is the biggest thing, and I understand Yasuie a lot more.
Jaded on that grade 1.
No, I hated that grade 1. It's like I hated that grade 1.
I hate that grade 1.
I hated that grade 1 because I had my set and then I was like it was bad. Then I was like, oh alright, then let me play through. I was like, oh, I understand why. I understand why it's good and why it does it. I don't particularly like the card, but I understand why people would play it in a Yasuie heavy deck. Because that's the thing, is that if you're a Yasuie heavy deck, that card is a mainstay because you have more likely targets than you would with Shiryuki. And Oboro Spider is like Oboro Spider, it's once again, you have to draw into your Oboro Spiders, which Shiryuki will do. You will not draw as often into Oboro Spiders as you would with Temas. Because instead of Spider, I would just play Hidden Scrolls.
So what do you think then, if we're like, if you want to remove the Shiryuki package from Yasuie, what the actual deck looks like then?
It would be if you were looking at what I would do.
And this is why we like talk things out, because we learn things.
If I were to just do, if we were just completely taking out Shiryuki, right?
Well, how did you originally think
you need to be.
I think it functions in a Shiryuki hybrid. Like,
I don't think you even need to, because if Shiryuki hybrid, why not just play a full Shiryuki deck? It has way better synergy.
I think the Yasuie write-up is just better.
It's more cheekier. It lets you be able to win against that matchup.
It does a lot more than you think it does.
It does a lot more because Shiryuki's a fair deck. It's like fair as in it doesn't do anything else. It mines his power, it goes for the kill. The format is no longer fair. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like everyone is not fair. That's the whole point.
The introduction of the new set,
Yeah.
with History Collection, everyone just got an AK-47.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
The format no longer became fair.
Yeah.
So therefore, we have to now.
Because it goes into. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is that like.
Fair deck.
Yeah, that's the whole thing because do this. I think Folktale is like kind of meh. It would roughly look like this if I like grab some PGs, and that's pretty much it. Do that in like 3 slots. I guess like what?
Would you not run the grade 4?
Oh yeah, sorry. Hold on. I was like, 10 mil. 10 mil.
I'm talking about Virina, but you know.
No, because you can't. In order to play Varina, you have to A, stride, B, have to have the grade 2. Just for like consistency.
This deck, to be fair. Also, no. Why do you need the grade 2?
The grade 2 for the grade 2 is for when you don't hit, because you only play like what, 2 copies.
You do know this card doesn't actually need to be in overdressed state to really stand, right?
Yeah, but you do know that your deck is so tight that the grade this grade 2 deck name grade 2. It is
the one that clones, right?
The one that Foolish Burials. You played like 2 of these.
So the thing about this is your deck is very good with Foolish Burial because a lot of your shit targets the graveyard. That's why you just wouldn't run Foolish Burial in this list.
Yeah. That's because usually I played what? Yeah. Because I played it originally. Because I did 2 of these, 4 of those, 3 of these, and that was my grade 3 lineup. Grade 2 lineup.
Not to just run Foolish Burial when when it literally also just reads Demonic Tutor.
Yeah. That's the thing about like. I think this is like what this is like roughly close as what my list was. I think I was like 1 or 2 Esperida. I think I was 1 at the time. I think I was 2.
Most decks only run like 2 at end.
2 at most. I think it was this because Oboshi is not a mainstay. It's a meta matchup. Because if you play against Denial Griffins, this gets better. If you don't play against,
I think the card is solid.
It's okay at most. If it doesn't fight, because it's better in a Denial Chaos Control meta. But it's worse in a loop downgrade meta. Because sure you can, it's better later in the game, but if you can't progress to that later game, it's worse. Because also you have to remember that like, you only have 3 at most. If you play against a Denial, you have basically like 16 copies. So it's a very meta call, I would say. So you either, because meta calls are what? This is more suitable in a more general sense because it deals with lock because you can tuck away cards. It's also better because it also helps you refund your deck, so you refund the same names. So I would prefer this card over this one. This one's just better into a Denial Griffin like guarding meta, and I don't think we hit that meta.
I think we're about to.
I think we are going to. I don't think we are though, because what decks play Denial Griffins? Kagero, Granblue, Genesis. You can play into it. I believe in the coming meta, Pale Moon as well.
There's a lot of shit.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like there's a lot of Denial Griffins.
You gotta remember that just outright Mega Colony targets.
Yeah.
That bypasses because that forcibly negates their effects. because of the targeting.
Yeah, because you still target it. Yeah, that's the thing is that like you are going into that meta. It's once again, it's like if you are going into that meta, it gets better. If you don't go into that meta, say you're playing against like Shiryuki or you're playing against like not Gear Chronicle, Bermuda. Technically Bermuda can kind of have like a weird form of Denial Griffin. Don't ask how. It technically can. It's very weird, and I don't know how to figure it out properly, and I don't care about it. So,
I know it functionally exists.
Yeah.
It's just so.
It's very
convoluted.
It's so hard to do it.
Like a very specific sequence of things happen.
Yeah, you have to have like a lot of things happen, and I don't remember it. And I don't keep it in my brain. Verena also is like, remember half the time of like a dead card in your hand. It's like half the time. The other half, yeah, it's Stride Father. It's like searchable. That's the thing is that like 2 is fine. You can realistically play at 1, and you're perfectly fine at 1. I would personally play at 1. I think it's just because at the time like the one doesn't matter because Foolish Burial is like another 2 copies of it, so you're fine. And then you had Senbei to tuck it in. You also had other things like tuck it in as well. So playing the 1 was like perfectly fine. Also, it makes you like you don't have to like see it like all the time. Because that was the thing is that like what if you were to play into the Denial Griffin meta, I would do this. If you were to play into like more like a if you need to refresh your deck a lot more, I wouldn't play Aboshi's than play Senbei's and more Shiryukis. Because ideally you would go into ideally it's the numbers are 2 Shiryukis. It's any number depending on your like preference. If you need to go in the later grind game, this is more better because you have to deal with 30 plus powered units, like a lot. This one is better aggressively, and it has like a smaller things, but that's better in like a much more wider attack meta. So it's better against like the Axel mirror match.
It is for better wide for going
wide.
wide.
Yeah, it's better than like the Axel mirror matches. But it's at the same time, if you're playing in the ride down meta, this is better because you nuke like 2 gifts pretty much with it.
True, but you've heard me doom about the next format.
Yeah, it's like it's the thing with it.
I'm clearly equally excited about this format.
Yeah,
it's gonna be I'm fucking like the doomer about the.
Yeah.
So fucking aggressive.
But yeah, but that's pretty much like the rough skeleton of it. You can play the Yasuie like grade 1. The Yasuie grade 1. You play. Give me a second. You can play this as well, and then it gives you slots for your Sentinels to be in your PG slots. So you would just take out the Sentinels for that.
Bushiroad BRO is going on right now. I forgot about that.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be Steam made in hell, dude.
Yeah.
There's no reason to look at
But yeah, but that's the thing. The thing is that like yeah. So like the thing is that like your Sentinel slots and your counter slots are going to interchange depending on the meta. I personally think you'll probably need that's why I said these ones will probably have to go in for that Yasuie one. Sure, it's like the most strongest like engine for Yasuie it can be. For like counter charge. For like free real estate counter charge. It's pretty much that. It's kind of a win more counter charge scenario. As long as you figure that, Darkspire gives you more control, like more activity onto your counter charge, but you realistically played it not for the counter charge. The counter charge was like extra. It was more for I need a soul charge now, and that was the biggest role that you needed in Shiryuki was I need immediate soul charge. What is immediate soul charge? This Obro Spider. It also sells my counterblast issues for like the big infant plays. That was the biggest role for the play. Yasuie.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it was
kind of something I value. over your opponent deciding your draw and counter charge.
The whole purpose of that grade 1 is pretty much, it's there for your early game plays. You just toss it on the table and you swing with it. And then your opponent won't care about it, and then be like, oh, nope, now it matters. They're like, yep. The biggest thing is that, like, it's also your... It also gives you your space into your Sentinels being into your trigger lineup instead. So it's choose your battles, pretty much. You choose your flavor of what your counter charges, what your non-counter charges.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
Are you content with this list?
Yeah, I think this list is fine. This list is fine. This is like more of a flex spot. You can make this into Senbase as well.
I mean, everything's always ever changing based on meta. But
I think it's like your flex spots are going to be within like this two right here. Your Sentinels and your counter charge are pretty much that. I like this one a lot. If you're playing the Shirayuki package, you can play that. Esperita, you can change this also to be the Trickstar package. It's pretty much that. I personally like the Shirayuki package a little bit more because it gives you like a defensive out when you're like going ham.
The thing is, Esperita is good on its own, so I don't think you actually need the Trickstar package.
I think you can play the Trickstar package. You can play it. I'm not saying, I'm giving people options, man. I'm giving people options because the thing is that like the deck does not plus. If you're thinking the deck can plus, no. The deck does not plus. Your plussing only comes from like this grade 2, and that's pretty much it.
Well, Yasuie's GB2 goes from like a temporary +2 to a hard +1.
Yeah.
Now remember, we're at G-flip immediately.
Yeah.
Your new stride just says call 2 cards from your deck.
Yeah, that's the thing too, is that like
Literally,
you have
+2.
Yeah, that's why like
so you have a lot of plussing.
You have a lot more plus. You have plussing when you stride, but like inherently, that's why like when you look at Shirayuki, when initially you're looking at it, it'll be like, oh, the deck's super strong and OP. Like, no, the deck is like the most fairest vanilla Vanguard you'll play for a while. So that's pretty much it. But yeah, that's like not the wrong thing. You can like tweak it up. Yasuie.
Oh yeah. Would you like to, because I'll have some G plus era decks tomorrow.
Yeah.
Would you like to build a G plus deck and bring it to the shop?
Sure. I can bring one. Let me run to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, I'll have 2 built.
Yeah. I'll be back.
Yeah, because I'm waiting on cards for the 3rd one. Yes, I have not been pulling up chat whatsoever today. So let's pull up chat for the first time today. That was an hour of deck building and arguing. It's kind of disgusting.
Sorry about that. I am back. Whoop, back to the main.
Yep.
But yeah.
Hello.
Hello. I gotta remember how to type this. Yasuie. But yeah, Yasuie list. You can pretty much use this as a skeleton. We'll create it. And I think it's a good, Yasuie is a good deck. The only weakness it has is that it's very toolkit heavy, so you don't have an obvious win plan. and that's the downside to most decks.
Alright, why don't we use... Well, I messaged you both the lists I had created.
Sure.
Well, just type in one of those two.
Sounds good.
We'll kind of pivot for a second and I'll kind of go in and explain in detail.
Let's see. Give me a second to save this code as well.
Yeah, you can just throw it in, or you can just copy the link and paste it in the chat, or in the messages between you and me.
Oh, I found the thingy. I just needed to get to your thingy. This is I found your message. We'll throw this one up. So this is what Gurglet?
This is Gurglet. So Gurglet has a defensive and active GB2 on the opponent's turn. So we're here under we're just gonna hard commit to the Gurglet.
Yeah. I agree with that as well.
Yeah. So
because what was V's
Gurglet? Therefore we run the Blue Flame Engine as our back. Admittedly,
it's better offensively if I remembered. Because it gained you more gift.
For a initial frame, admittedly too.
Yeah, because I think it was you can justify a 3-1 only on new Gurglet instead of old Gurglet. You can justify it, but I personally like the 4 more because I think the defensive option gives you 8. It recycles your dudes.
This, I mean, I'll be fair. This feels pretty cookie cutter and almost exactly like.
And I think it makes sense.
List. And that's kind of just because I came to the same conclusions.
Yeah. Hello?
Hello.
I have returned. Sorry, that ended up being a lot longer than I expected. Did I?
No, we're just briefly going over this gold list, so this is actually working well. So it's as cookie cutter as it's gonna get. Kimnarius is an extender that doesn't use resources except your hand, but 90% of your guarding is from deck. So the thing is, a lot of this list was actually stuff I had already was coming to conclusions on through testing through it. The only big thing was actually the grade 2 you just pulled up.
Yeah, this one.
No, the one next to it.
Oh, the one, yeah, the one that goes from.
Yeah, so I didn't realize this said until he brought it up. It is deck video. This says all units get 2K. So this is a global board. So this is how you help create numbers in a deck that doesn't have any way of generating numbers.
Yeah, because I was about to say you are playing Hammer Boy.
Hammer Boy just pumps. It's your primary counter charge.
Yeah.
I've consistently with a list similar to this, I have consistently ended my turn with 2 counterblast, 4 cards in soul, and 7 attacks.
Yep. And I agree with it. And then G-Zone looks yeah.
Your backup win condition is the new Fighters Collection Stride.
Yeah. And I personally like that as well.
Inglorious Reign. Glorious Reign also just wins you game. You have your Sea Breeze and Spear X in case if something fucking goes wrong for some ungodly reason. You still have a ult stride condition where instead of Campbell.
And then this is just your GB. No, this is your This is from
Nubatama at home. So this is G Flip 1. Send 2 rearguard to the bottom of the deck. Draw 2 cards. You may call up to 2 cards from your hand. If you do, this card gets a.
Oh god, what was this from?
This was from last year's Fighters Collection.
Wait, no. Oh, yeah. The most underwhelming one.
Yeah. No, the one with Sunburst, dude. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
That one had Sunburst in it, dude.
Well, it was the most underwhelming one because, what? It was Stun versus...
Nubatama was really good. This card is, okay, admittedly. It's there if you need to, let's say you run into Link Joker and then you're like, alright, swing.
No, it's good for, particular metas and all that. And I think it was no, because I was just saying overall, was that the one that was super underwhelming? And I was like, kind of? It was 50-50.
Marduk.
Marduk was... No, Marduk was 2020.
No, Marduk was 2021.
Oh no, it was 2021 because we just got gift on that year.
Marduk was the one. Yeah.
Oh no, that was. I'm thinking of God, what's her name?
Marduk was really good. Sunburst is fucking disgusting, obviously.
Because Darkseid was in that one. Darkseid.
No, Darkseid wasn't. Yvette was.
No, Yvette was first one, right?
Yvette was. Nope, Yvette was the new one.
Is that it was the new one?
On her own, to be fair, is a really good card.
Yeah.
It's just Dark Lord that pushed it over the edge.
Yeah.
To be fair, 2020 was like crack on steroids.
2020 was like a mistake.
Cyclone.
No, Cyclone was 2020. Cyclone was 2020.
Cyclone was 2021.
No, Cyclone's 2020 because that's with Ikishima.
Nope, Cyclone was no, Cyclone was 2021. The Progenitors were 2020.
No, because I remember going through the Pandini.
I'm fucking looking this up.
Yeah, because I was about to say, it's like, I'm pretty sure Zazan was,
Alright, hold on 1 second. Rollock. Because Rollock came out in the same set.
I believe they're 2020. Because 2021 was like...
Holy shit, it was 2020.
Yeah, because I definitely remember, like, because it came out with, Soaring Vengeance, which is, with the X.
Then, hold on.
Yeah, Darkseid's right.
With the Strike Trance. No, this came with the Strike Trance.
Yeah.
I think in 2019 then, because we just didn't get one in 2020. No.
No, we got one in 2021.
Was last year. We didn't get one in 20.
Did we not get 2021? Huh.
No, we didn't get 2021. That's what we're missing up.
Yeah.
Because 2019 was the broken one.
Yeah, because I was with Zazan, Ikishima.
No, Zazan was 2020. Ishikishima came out in 2019.
Oh god.
As well as Katrina. Other notable cards from the set involve Crystal Luster Dragon.
Right.
Crystal Luster Dragon.
What was? Oh yeah, now I'm remembering because it's the Witch Stride. That was in that year. That's what this one was. It was a lot of good cards, like a lot of strong.
A lot of really good bangers. The other one, I forgot to check my mail today. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Shit ton of stuff on the way. 2019 was a mistake.
2019 was
that introduced the first banned card in the game. Where they, for the first time ever, banned a card.
They had a day zero bandit, I think.
No, banned, like banned, as in go to zero. Yeah.
No, there was another one. I was like, there was another one.
No. Ichikishima was the first card.
Yeah, Ikishima was there, and then I think it was no, because it was.
There was another, no, Ellie was also banned in that same set.
Yeah.
Or in that same thing, but Ichikishima does hold the right because it was the first one they revealed on that stream as being the first banned card in Cardfight Vanguard.
Yeah, because I was like.
And it was hilarious. And I remember Vanguard Insider making, like, I think his, like, reference on the 20 of that ban list, where the Angel Feather guy, or where he's, like, pretending to be OTT, dude, what's the worst that they can do? Restricts me to one? I still just broke it. They're, like, banned, and everyone just drops everything and looks at him.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, this has never happened before. But, get the fuck out. You're banned, dude. You're banned again.
And then, I guess, since we have the other list, we'll prop it up.
Yeah,
So this is just Angel Feather?
Pretty cookie cutter. You have a clear-cut Wiki Edition. Yeah, so this one is very different. Gabrielle also holds a very defensive GB2. And, I've hit, I think, an old G era. Like, I remember my, one of my teammates testing at the time, and this was, like, years ago, so I can talk about it. We were testing, and I got to, at the end of his first attack, 28,000 power. Which, remember, we were on 5k triggers back then. So this was, like, unheard of. And he literally just sat there going, I just got time walked. Because, like, 28,000 power was ridiculous.
I think...
the
only thing...
It's not necessarily self-explanatory, but it does hold a lot of diversity. The thing is, this style of, like, Uriel plays heavily into G. Gabrielle's playstyle, which was very multi-attack heavy.
Yeah, that's the thing is that like it's
You can kind of see because Suriel is so good at being a multi-tack enabler and being a one-punch man. The deck kind of has the unironically, you have the ability to play into both aspects of the deck. So the big thing here is and people don't ever believe me when I talk about this. Angel Feather's countercharge sucks.
Yeah, I was about to say is like your counterblast is pretty damn heavy.
No, yes, because you refund your counterblast 100% of the time. So every time you counterblast, you essentially refund it.
Yeah.
Which means I always net on counterblast. I never actually
you never like countercharge.
Therefore, I'm running 7 cards in the deck that say countercharge because it doesn't matter what clan you are, CB3 is a fucking cost and a half still.
Yeah, I think the only thing I don't like is this grade 2. It's like so the only other one. I think that was like the only downside is the picking it.
Angel Feathers that can put quick shields and protect markers into the damage zone.
Yeah.
And one is her, who is tied to Gabrielle.
Yeah.
Which, functionally enough, this is a Gabrielle focused deck.
Yeah.
And the other one is when it's boosted on attack of the Vanguard, counterblast 1, exchange a card with your hand and damage zone.
Yeah. Because I think
every other card says put an Angel Feather.
Yeah, because the only downside to this card, the only downside to your picking is that this is understandable, even though it's like, this is understandable. It's counterblast 1, make the extender, heal 1, you're fine. This one is like, it's counterblast 1, but it's a very early game like resource, so you're perfectly fine as well. It's also Vanguard. This one makes sense because it's Soul Blast 1. It's a Soul Blast, which you rarely use anyways, and you need more dedication to it.
It heals and takes a damage. So
yeah.
This
one's like the most out of all of it. It was like if you were to get something to like change it, I would say this card for like it's probably like the one I would say. If you were to change a card, it would be this.
I don't think this is a 4 of, but I think you keep this card in because it is kind of a card in your deck that just on-demand heal a damage.
Yeah, like it's good. I think it's like it's a very good when you go like second because you'll have that quick shield. But it's very like
no, because you can put a protect marker in. So if you're going first and you use the right effect, you get 2 imaginary gift protects. So this also will just heal you 1. Off the protect marker. And to be fair, you know what that PG is doing? It's stopping an attack anyway, so it's the same thing if I could just eat the attack and then gain power for Gabrielle.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that
the same thing
it does pretty much the same thing, yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying that it's like it's a card that eats like 2 resources, and you're a deck that's pretty tight on resources.
That's why it's not like.
Yeah. Like if I were to say like if you were to cut a card, it would be this one, the one that plays like this one feels to me it's a more of a win more.
You know this is a $10 card right now.
Dude, there's a lot of cards that are like everywhere.
No, but it's like it's the randomest $10 card.
There's also that Yasuie grade 1 was like a $20 card for like ever, like forever.
Yeah, this is like, but no, Angel Feathers don't have very many ways of, because of that, because I am like the only deck that can abuse that, or that can like actively abuse the interaction of, if you just put a shield into the, if you just put like a quick, like a ticket into the damage zone, it just heals the damage. Like, I am the only deck in the game that can abuse that, and there aren't very many ways of abusing it just by sheer chance.
I'm curious that you're a 2/2. I would personally I would just do a 4 of this one personally.
Nah, because the thing about it is you still need to see Suriel, and it is still a 13. It's the same concept as Vertubo. It's a 13k booster.
Yeah, I think it's like I would have done with this because like it makes you be able to have like whenever you have dead hands of this, it makes you search into that. I was just like more curious. I was just more curious and be like I can understand being a 13k body, like it helps a lot. Especially when you're like really low on this. It's pretty much being the 13k body is like the most biggest thing. But like
it still just adds a heal guard to your hand, which is huge. It still just which is essentially still healing. It just adds Suriel, it adds Gabrielle. It's still like relevant.
Yeah. I'm just saying like it's just it's more of a I was like, huh. I was like 2/2 was like I can understand the 2/2. But I think it was like I would personally aim for like more of this one because it lets you keep like your pretty much your surge pin shit and your win con instead of trying to like bank it off of it. But I was like, I can understand your reasoning.
If you don't draw grade 3, you need to find one.
Yeah.
Because this whole deck shuts down if you don't. Like, the deck can function on Suriel, but it doesn't want to function on Suriel.
Yeah.
You need to see Gabrielle, because literally the entirety of the deck is based around Gabrielle
Yeah.
being able to also defensive GB2. I also need to explain this. The reason I run main deck PGs is because Angel Feathers is kind of fucked.
Yeah,
So-
I understood it like, yeah.
So my Sentinel crit is tied to Munkar, and I am the only deck in the game that can offensively abuse Munkar's draw effect, because rescue checks are treated as damage trigger checks. So therefore they proc the new effects that say when you defense check or damage check it, draw a card.
Yeah.
So I am activating Suriel on my turn.
Yeah.
That is spicy.
Yeah, I can abuse it. However, that shares the name with my Sentinel. So then, okay, why not draw PGs? Draw PGs shit are Battle Cupid No CL, the grade 1 that lets me hand exchange.
Boom.
Yeah. Cause it's yeah.
Cursed.
Like I personally like this. I think the stand trigger you can change out for the counter charger one if you really want to.
Refros is limited.
No, the counter charger crit, the one that says flip 2 face down cards face up.
Oh, counterblast 1, move the soul, choose 2 face down.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to go down, so if you want to go down to the extra attack real quick, or the G zone.
Yeah.
That second stride, or that first stride.
Yeah.
The white one, or like the one covered in a dress of white.
Yeah.
She does literally that.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Better.
Like I would say like.
It also does the same thing about dealing with lock.
Yeah.
Because that crit does deal with lock, but so does her.
Yeah. Like I was just curious to me like the stand trigger is like okay, like it gives you that extra hit in. I wouldn't play it as a mandatory for. Like I understand the logic between it and all that, but it's kind of like I would change, like if you were to change a card in your trigger slot, I would change this from like a 4 to a 2. I'm iffy on the 2. Because I would say like 2, maybe 3. But like I wouldn't do it a 4.
Of note reason is you gotta remember my multi-attack is strictly tied to my shrine.
Yeah, that's the thing too, is that
outside of Haru, which still just needs to be boosted, my multi-attack engine is locked to my shrine.
Yeah. Because
the Angel Feathers did not gain any multi-attack enablers. And its only multi-attack enabler is a grade 3 that needs to be on the Vanguard that is based sheerly on Protect 2.
Yeah, that's why like I was iffy on it. That's the biggest thing. Also, it eats a counterblast, so sure, like if you like do the numbers, you're perfectly fine on counterblast, and you can do the skills a second time. But at the same time, it's like this is like one more hoop of counterblast you have to go through, and I know you won't have that problem with it, but other people will. Other people,
This wasn't designed as a pure shell. This was designed kind of based on me.
Yeah. This is more of a U deck. But at the same time, it's like if someone takes this deck and like goes with it, they'll not understand how this one works.
No, this deck is the embodiment of why I fell in love with Angel Feather.
Yeah.
It's actually a relatively complex deck with multiple lines at every stages and multiple win conditions. Because as you see, Suriel can act as a win condition, but I can also just win by attacking 7 times.
Because I know the list that we threw up.
The deck,
is more of a shell. Like the deck that we just fit is like it. I tailored it more to a shell, because because it is a more free flowing deck. That's how I usually build decks, anyways. Because it's always a shell and then builds upward from it. Because like that's just how I do it as a deck builder.
I just couldn't do it with Gabrielle.
I think you had to do something else with it.
Because the thing is like the Angel Feathers are a little. They're not in a good position because all of their V stuff hard contradicts all of their G stuff. So all of my support hard contradicts each other. So I had to figure out how to make everything work together. And what it led to is the deck severely still just lacks a win con. And like, so where I place the win con is you can modal your win con.
Yeah, and I think that's fine. I think that's what you ideally had to do. I think if Tyler's here,
tailored to me,
yeah, it's more tailored towards you than anything else.
But like, I didn't know how else to do it.
I think you had there's two approaches to it, for sure. You can go with like the classic like GB route, which is like a more defensive build up and just like going for the rescues, or you go with the V variation where it's like you just go ham onto a Hameo. And I think like trying to balance between the two, I think it can work. It's just a little bit more sloppy on players.
OTK. So don't like let's start with I have checked Hamiel OTK.
Mm-hmm.
It's relatively simple because like obviously. But it's like the thing about it is your entire G zone's just dead.
Yeah.
Because like I can throw the shell together and it's like, or I can throw the shell together. If we want to put it up on stream, I can kind of build it right. Like I can build it after Bermuda. If you want me to.
I kind of understand like the logic between the two decks because I think I've played enough against like the two decks to like understand it.
I think I should do the shell justice though. You are correct.
Yeah.
So I can just put the shell together if you want me to put it together after Bermuda.
I don't care.
Like if I have you put I can put it together.
I legit don't care. It's whatever it is.
Stream time. Increase your stream time, lol.
Dude, I think I only streamed like the max like 2 to 3 hours. I think it's like any longer than that, it's just like a struggle fest.
Okay, so.
Since Tyler is here and before anything bad happens, we'll throw Tyler into Bermuda. So let's do the Lauris. Lauris, for people who don't know, is Harmony, which is the mechanic when a unit is placed in the same column as this unit. The unit will go into a Harmony state until...
It's friends, but temporary.
It's friends, but temporary, for sure. The main thing that is in notice is GB2, when this unit becomes in Harmony. For this one, it's choose 2 units to gain +5, in this game the crit. The other one, if they were to choose the other one as like the thing, the unit, it's just only... one of your unit gains 5 in a crit. But it is a Vanguard Rigor skill. And then the strike skill is counter +1, soul +1 for this one. Bounce, draw a card, then bounce dudes. And then the other one is bounce dudes, then draw card. Draw cards if you bounce. If you only bounce.
So we can treat this 2 different ways.
Yeah.
We can tie it with another package, and I won't go into over detail about the package.
Yeah.
But unless we go there, unless we go down that way.
I mean, technically it's easy. Like it's super easy.
Yeah, it is super easy.
Or do we want to build pure Lauris?
I think it's like we'll do like pure. We'll do pure. We'll do the. I mean, technically, like if you want to look at like what the hell I have collection wise, it's this.
I know you have like a mix of everything. It's disgusting.
It's this. I think like Max really works.
The new stride only procs with original Lauris.
They don't know because I believe when I saw their list, it showed like this Lauris.
No. So the reason they had that was put the wrong one in on accident.
No, that's right.
Are you talking about Solemn's list?
No, I think it was like the their like teaser picture. It showed this picture.
No, they've never shown any of the other strides out.
Oh, okay.
Or stride breakers outside Vault Mile.
Sure. Sure, we'll do this. Do this.
But it's safe to assume that while I would like to have the new Lauris because it's more versatility and it's not locked to Vanguard, I do think that it makes more sense that they use the OG Lauris, which, hey, you know, it's buff. Either way, Lauris is getting a buff. But
also, you can't lose that 5k. That matters.
Yep.
Break 2. If I were to build a deck, can't play that one.
Yeah, you can.
No, it has to be when it's placed by a card effect.
Yeah.
Or cost.
A card by a card effect is a card effect, sir.
I mean, technically you can. It'll just be like a light splash, though. Like it's not like it's only worked well with Angie's. Like It only works well with Angie. Because you can.
Chow Chow back in the day.
No, that's the whole thing. Is that Chow Chow and like Angie were like the biggest two offenders of this card. But I wouldn't play it. You have better.
So
You have better cards.
Let's get our good old friends Aqua and Lieselot in here real quick.
I need to throw this.
Wait,
What was the
no,
other GB2?
No, wait, hold on.
No, that was it.
Pure Lauris? Are we on the pure Lauris build?
If we go on like a proper Lauris deck, I would do.
There's no reason, like, because here's the thing, it's like, we can sit here and be like, oh, let's just run all the old Harmony stuff. Or you can run some of the most broken cards ever created in Cardfight Vanguard.
Okay, well, I can tell you this right now.
And I'd rather run the most broken shit in the game, personally.
Well, here's the thing. The list that I've been running, that I've been crafting, is basically a high roll, you either win or you lose deck. Basically, it is taking a package that I can go into after we delve into.
Not
I'm thinking
really.
Drop PG.
I wouldn't do draw PG.
I'd do the drop PG Elementaria.
I would do Aqua Elementaria.
Okay, so also I would recommend.
No, you can't, because all Sentinels have to share the name.
Ah, no. Only if you want to Only if you want to conditionally have 6 Aquas in your in your deck.
Correct, and that's what I thought you were going for.
No, it's like just 3. It's like
no point then.
no, it gives you board protection. Because you have a second copy of your Aqua, it gives you board protection.
It works if you have 2 or more Sentinels in the drop zone, sir.
No, it has to have. You have to have an Aqua.
From the game. Check it. Check it.
Oh, so Pumo, run Secret Smile Pumo.
Hold on, no. We gotta fight about this. Read it.
It's 2 or more. Damn.
I tried this already, Bob.
Dang.
I'll tell you right. I won't explain why, but I've already tried it. If one of our Sentinels removes himself from the game in Elementaria, there's no point. I'd rather just run drop PGs. Because it clears up room in the main deck. Because I have a feeling you guys are going to try and load this with just a bunch of random Harmony cards for no reason.
No, I wouldn't even do that.
No, the thing is that you don't even need a.
You don't need this. Because you would just do.
Blue Rose, blue hair girl.
Wait, blue-haired girl? Are you talking about pink-haired girl? Which
no, blue hair Raven, blue hair. Just
oh yeah, blue hair prodigy.
Oh, Saria.
Yeah, because you play Rhesus, you play as a 1.
Yeah, you play like.
You play
I would play like 2.
You need like 1 or 2
well,
at
we're
most.
not like Highlander or something, so you need to be able to actually see the card consistently.
You draw enough cards to get there, anyways.
That card that says on play discard 1. Check 3, add 1. Saria,
Aurora.
Saria.
Oh yeah.
Aurora.
No, hold on. God
No,
damn it.
Saria. Her name is Saria. This is a good card.
It's a good card, but I wouldn't do this one.
I would do it. It's really good.
It's only good because like, well, think about this. Like you've already like this is like better this, but you can just play better. Like you have Aqua, you have like you only play this because you don't have enough copies of Aquas. In my personal opinion,
like,
and Lieselot already.
Aqua's a hard OPT.
Aqua is a hard OPT, but
how does this deck win the game?
You don't. Oh, you don't. Your G zone wins you the game,
No,
like every other G zone.
Okay, cool. Let's start with the G zone.
Sure.
Because Helteruda is actually really bad at this deck.
No, Helteruda is good as in this deck.
No, it's really bad.
No, it's good.
Enter Harmony. No, you don't enter Harmony on Lauris. You lose Harmony state.
No, your Harmony state is only on your opponent's turn half the time, my bro. It's like,
yeah, so you're swinging on an 11k vanilla at your opponent on Helteruda restand? That seems really bad.
no, but you just create way more attacks with gifts, my dear.
You run Helteruda because Helteruda said unlock
Bounce everything, call 2. You primarily play this as a on attack, bounce your board, call 2 attacks.
No, yeah,
You
no,
have better cards that do that.
No, you don't.
Alk literally does that.
Alk-
Shante literally does that.
No, Alk has to primarily. You have to play with Harmony. Like you really need to play with Harmony on that.
Correct, but Helteruda is still at discard 3. We don't plus. Do we plus?
You plus up the wazoo as a Lauris deck. You've drawn like three cards off of Lauris half the time. It's like,
Yeah, Lauris does. The Lauris deck does allow you to plus. However,
Yeah.
My gripe is that like Helteruda.
but Helteruda's not going to be your first stride. That's the thing.
I mean,
Well, your first stride is put
Because it's going to be a,
running like 1 or 2
2.
copies.
yeah, it's still going to be 2 copies of
You run
Helteruda,
the 2
but you don't
Tarua,
play
you run
3.
the 1 edge. You
Uh,
play the 1 edge, you run the 2 Tarua. And like I'm just going over basic, like this is what all the decks run. So scroll
you
down.
do
we gotta go at,
need.
go at
You
strike
need
break
2
now.
of these. You need 2 of these.
Yeah,
You
I'm
need-
putting 3 of that one in. Or no,
No,
we have the
not-
main deck one. We have
Yeah,
the main deck.
you have better.
go
You
down.
play 2 of it.
Let's get no, hold on. Let's get what's the name in? Real quick.
What?
Yeah, stride we need.
Stride. You need. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Yeah, let's put her in before we do literally anything else.
It's like
And then we
really
can
on
talk
the
rest of
bottom.
the shit. Yeah, go. We saw it. Up, Bob. You're going into the promo territory.
There you are. 2 something. I think it
We can make an argument
goes.
for Olivia.
I would do 2 copies.
Yeah, like
Alright.
it's not like as a 2-up. It still just wins games.
Yeah, because it's also this was also like this is more or less the primary stride you go into like a whole lot of the time. A whole lot of the time.
It's still just not a bad one.
It's fine.
I got it.
It's this one.
I like this card a lot. And then hand it in.
Yeah, hand in hand you need a 1. This one you need a 1.
Okay.
What was the G's on this?
Grade 1. We should be
Hold
at
on,
16 exact here.
hold on.
No, we're on 15.
Wait, if you're running, okay, so hold on.
So
If
we
you're
should
running
play.
If you're running Rhesus, you should be running Pumo, and if you're running Pumo, you should be on 2 Leona.
No, you don't play Pumo. You play the better one. It's like,
Who the fuck is Pumo?
it's the G. It's the G. It's the G, Generation Break 1. When it goes into the Guardian Circle, you gain 5 shield when you drop a unit from your hand. You just play the better one. You play the way better ones.
What's the better one?
You play the promo. Water.
Wait, there's a promo that calls stuff from hand when you put it on the Guardian Circle?
Yeah. It's
What?
this. It's like it's Prism Heart. You play Prism
You're
Heart.
ready for Mirkoa, but you're wrong, Bob. This is Vanguard when you play it.
When this is placed on van or rear. Oh no, I'm thinking of the
I
other.
run this card
Yeah.
because it's an extender.
Yeah.
Extender.
Is
Your opponent
Hold on.
plays a card,
Dude, there we go.
It's-
I was like,
Well, it forces them.
Sorry.
It forces them to filter 1 directly onto the board, and it
yeah.
can
I thought this one worked on G. That's why it was like more insane in my head.
Oh, that's why you have to run. That's
Yeah.
what was mentioning.
You have to run. Technically, you don't have to. I think you have enough spare slots into it.
No. Yeah, unless we want to. No,
I would do
no,
this.
I'm not talking about strides. Well, at that point, then we're relying specifically on the G guard to proc this defensive skill.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Like basically, the
It's like,
idea
yeah.
is that you would use Leona to pop to bounce your Rhesus from behind Lauris, to place Pumo instead, to then pop Rhesus and the Harmony skill.
Yeah. There's like Puma is only as like a 1 is pretty much it. Like
Run Pumo at 3.
no, you don't need that much.
It's
You-
funny to pop.
you-
Well, the thing is that you could do. But the thing is that well, no, you can't pop Harmony multiple times.
No.
You can stack Rhesus.
You can stack Rhesus multiple times, but at the same time, you have to remember you would in order to do more Pumo, you have to play more hand in hand, and that's a bigger thing. Where you can just be more Citron. Citron A is bigger shield and then bigger setup as well. This one also you have more access to G guards as well because you have access to Sandy's.
I would say. I mean, you're not wrong, but I feel. I mean, my approach is that it all depends on timing.
It definitely is. It's like Pumo is only good because if you
Well, I mean, Pumo's good because it's
Well,
Lauris.
Pumo is also, remember, it's also GB1 unlocked, so you have to primarily go first, hit into it for sure. But at the same time, you just play Vita. You play Vita, and that procs during your opponent's main phase. So you have one more step that's faster. And B, if it's on your turn, if you're on grade 4, it counter charges you one, and you Soul Blast.
Yeah, you can get Reese's stuff, but the thing is that you're still missing out on Lauris's extra 5.
No, you don't.
Well, I mean, hold on, that's depending on whether or not you're, that depends on whether or not you actually went first. If we're on the notion of I am going second, and
yeah, because
I do not get to destroy first.
Because Vita is also, remember, it's a grade 2, because it's hold on, confirm. Because I would do Vita instead of Pumo, because Pumo is a dead card when you have to play it. Vita is more live than it is.
Oh, well, I mean, like the thing is.
Wait, why are we only on Reese's? That seems really bad.
What's what?
Wait.
Blue hair.
Oh, blue hair?
Hold on, what
One. Because the thing is like we don't have guaranteed tutoring of.
You have way more draw power. Like, you have way more draw power in the deck.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Also, Hanali.
Hanali, yeah, you can play.
I feel like I'm joking.
No, you play Hanali.
Just run Hanali under the same condition.
Yeah. Yeah, I play Hanali in there.
mean,
I play as a 1-of.
How many? Well, here's the thing about Hanali right now is that like how many decks.
That's very true. There's not like.
In the game,
Yeah, it does just into 5.
Every deck in premium.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Has an OTK combo?
No, has more than 5 attacks. They can generate it in turn, consistently.
Yeah, but how many decks have enough free counterblast? All of them. So Hanali's not a terrible issue. The only deck it stops is like.
So when you look at everything meta, everything like, and we'll start with meta because it's easier to go like here.
Sure.
Everything meta attacks more than 5 times.
Yeah, that's fine. But
what are the numbers though?
it's at least like what, 7 to 8. Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, you have to think about the spin point.
30k. Let's see.
30k plus.
30k plus.
Yeah, 30k plus. It's 7 to 8, 30k plus.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
30k plus. Okay, so let's assume that we're Lauris's Harmony can go live, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're just fucking
Yeah.
dead. Yeah. So let's assume Lauris can go live. We get resist by whatever means that we previously mentioned behind Lauris, and now Lauris is 26k base. That makes all if the attacks are going in for 30k each, bare minimum. Unless that's the I don't doubt they can exceed 30 with this premium we're talking about. But
so I lowballed the number.
Yeah, 30. Like, remember to averagely, like, most decks will hit about like 33 unboosted. So you think like this. So because you have to play Recess, you play less. You are more reliant on Recess than anything else to go into it. So that means you have to guarantee you want to play more consistency to hit to this. So if you want to play a second one, you can. But then what do you do as like the push? Say like you guys are focusing way too hard on defense shenanigans. Like, because like you want to consistently hit into it, you don't need to consistently hit into this combo every time. You can still hit into a good number of 16 to 21 due to like guard values. Remember that your guard value is always accompanied for a number. This is also, remember, a 3k unit that's 5. So because you don't gain consistent gifts enough, this will become more dead to you on your offensive push than anything else. Plus
You'll be surprised how often that card comes up offensively.
Yeah, no, it matters a lot. But remember, your deck makes 4 gifts on turn 1.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't make 4 gifts in Lauris!
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, but Lauris gets 2 gifts, which is good enough.
It's not good enough.
You'll be surprised how good enough 2 gifts get you.
2?
You'll be
Yeah.
very surprised.
2 gifts is enough. Yeah. 2 gifts are enough, but in order to guarantee 2 gifts, You have to go first. If you do not go first, so
You can
what
still
happens?
Just do it and get 2 gifts, and then you're on a free extender.
Yeah, that's the thing is that like
Oh,
what?
that is the. Oh yeah, that is the thing. Out of all the.
Yeah, your stride attacker. Sorry to cut you out, Tyler. The card you're going into is just a free extender.
Yeah,
Like out of all the.
it's just a free
extenders,
extender. Yeah.
You know, out of all the pairs that were, paired up for this history collection, Lauris got the sweetest end of the deal, because.
Yeah.
I would make it differ.
No, there's
like,
the better.
Lauris is on par with a lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of decks got like Angel Feathers got a really good extender, like the single best extender they could have got. With Gold Paladins got probably the best cut of the deal because getting the 2 Excel markers in a deck that is known to ramp gift markers is really nice, and it now lets you pivot into a defensive engine. Their Campbell is on attack, check 5, call 1. You're guaranteed basically off like 12 cards you search through in a deck on a turn on average to get your Percival, which will get you the Aglavale, so you have the 3 gifts on turn 3.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of Lauris gets like an upgrade, but
in
yeah.
combination with other cards, and I haven't gone into Bermuda's. Bermuda's definitely on the high end of the sweet deal. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. You got a free attack extender. It's a harmony, so it works in engine.
And even off engine, you get access to Speaka.
Yeah, still access to the
We should
species.
not speak up. We should actually.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is that you need to make more space on bigger play
We do
pushes.
need to make room for
That's why the 1 has to be there. Sure, this is like.
I think we cut down Aqua for Spica. Aqua's nice, but like Vita and Spica are also just needed, and
You need to.
filters
This
into
one you have to
cards
play
that
a
we're trying to
3
run at, like,
of.
1 or 2. Yeah, I would.
You have to
That's where
do
I'm
that.
on Haru. Well, Haru,
Yeah.
I ran Haru at 3, so I think that's correct. I think
Yeah.
we cut Aqua. Like, I think we unironically cut Aqua down because Serena is a good.
You need the bounce. You need to clean up your lanes.
I'm not saying we cut Aqua, but I think
Yeah.
Serena being able to filter into these 1 or 2 up trying to run is more important.
No, because the thing is that like you have enough
Also,
bounce of
remember,
it.
If you bounce it off Spica and call it, it re-enters on a 23k body when you fill. When Aqua bounces and calls, you already used her hard once per game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
her hard once per turn. So lol. Whereas Saria can be abused.
Yeah, it's a better beater, but I think it's like in order to value more on the Lauris' defense skill, I valued more of the cleanup rather than the filter. Because in order to be able to properly like get Lauris' skill off, you either have to play more Aquas and then more like so it's like if I were to say like you can cut it down to 2, I would say you have to play Vitas then. Because Vita is your lane cleaner, and you primarily want to proc Harmony or clean up your lanes. Because remember, Harmony doesn't work unless you trigger it off. So it's like 2 copies at most. So that's why like either you have to play 4 lane cleaners. Sure, you can play the consistency fixer, but consistency fixer only and the beater. You have a way better way to beat into people with Spica into a Mithria play, and then this is just for like resist. This is just like a cute card you can just play. It's not even a 2 of. It's like a 1 of at most. But you have digging enough with just draws and crits. Leaves lots of cleanup as well. This is also pretty much a filter. This one bounces back to another one that you can bounce into this. Sure, you can do this. This is not once per turn, per se. But once again, you have to pitch a card which is a deck that's already super piece reliant onto it. The only reason why the only reason why Highlander plays it primarily as a main thing to go into is that your pieces are ever flowing. This deck doesn't flow as smoothly. So you're relying on pieces of what you're depending to do. If you're playing more shield value, you can place Vita. If you were to play Puma, you can change it for Vitas, but you have to then compensate that to cards that have to clean your lanes in one lane or another. This one, sure, it beats and it sticks, but that doesn't clean up your lanes to properly trigger it.
Correct. It doesn't clean its lanes, but it is a filter. And if we're worried about like trying to hit the filter is ever going more and more valuable the more we go on about it.
Yeah, like the filter is better, but the thing is that the deck creates enough draw pieces on.
So also we unironically do need more than 4 grade 3s. I'm not saying that for like.
Oh no! You definitely need more than
2.
Yes.
Remember, these new grade 4s, we cannot use stride fodders to activate the act skill.
Yeah.
So you have to hard discard grade.
Yeah.
Gear Chronicle gets away with a lot of BS because all of the B stuff says when discarded, it's regarded as a grade.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. Whatchamacallit? What was I thinking on this? Because you can just play the second kind of Lauris if you're waiting for that. God, what are you called? 5 or more? No, 5 rear guards? You're a grade 3. You are a trial deck. There you are. Play this. Because this is basically Lauris, but on 13k body. That's not GB locked.
I don't think we need 4 of it though.
Oh, I only put 4 because I just needed the numbers of grade 3s. Because ideally we play 8.
Let me actually get back to you on that grade 3 stuff we're talking about.
Yeah.
Or like a back grade 3, because I'm going to look through the whole fucking Bermuda card pool for the 17,000th fucking time.
So.
I don't think I've ever played you with the deck, Tyler, but I have Highlander.
Oh no, I know you got Highlander. I tried playing Highlander recently.
Ideally, we want.
I don't remember ever like talking to you about it, so it's like.
Well, here's the thing. Highlander is definitely.
I think there's probably
one of the strongest Bermuda decks. The thing is that it can easily get like cucked by Rush.
No, it doesn't get cooked by Rush. It cooks by your pieces hitting into damage.
Superior Ride?
No.
No, because here's the thing. You're a ride up and a ride down deck.
Yeah.
I think the deck is stronger than Gear Chronicle, which won Worlds. The deck got 2nd and 3rd place at Worlds, actually.
Yeah, like the deck is very strong. The only weakness the Highlander deck has is that if you just don't hit, if you like persistently you have to hit reindeer. Like you really need to hit reindeer.
So I petitioned for Referee Arade because it's just a solid defensive draw engine. Or let me cook.
Sorry.
Let me find the card.
I'll spell it out.
Calfee.
Oh, the 10k miracle.
Yeah, let me cook. Yeah, the 20k beat stick. I don't know if we have better 20k beat sticks in this clan.
Well,
I'm looking through the pool now. So
although,
before we make troll me a little bit, I'm like, I am actively looking through the card pool.
No, I think you're onto something because here's the thing. That 20k.
You only need
that 20k becomes a 23k. With Speaker.
Yeah, also becomes the 30k on a force marker.
Yep. And 33.
Yeah, so let me cook. I think we run like 1. Don't get me wrong. It's like 1 or 2 at most. But let me cook. I don't think it's a terrible idea.
Oh, hold on. If I'm doing this, I'm playing
yes,
around.
I'm reading the entirety of the fucking card pool in a moment.
Okay.
Otherwise, well, because here's the thing. I think because we either follow like I think one of a couple concepts, and it's we run 4 copies of the grade 3. Are we ready for the Stride Fodder?
It's 3. I believe I put down 3 because consistently enough, 3 is enough.
Because the thing is like we either hard double down into Lauris, we run a backup grade 3 that essentially that accelerates the game plan, like Hamiel, or we.
You take 2 approaches. You like
run something that can kinda just do.
Yeah, because the thing is that you either like completely slow down the game a lot, and that's what old Lauris did. It slowed down the game enough so you just like rip like on the grind, or you just play like everybody in the deck and just like super ham it up. So like ideally, if you want to play a Lauris deck, you have to dramatically slow down like what you're doing by a lot. So that's why the filter it's good if you're playing into the punch route. If you're slowing down, this is bad. because Speaka's better in that punch route. Because you're presenting more attacks through it. This is a filter in a beat deck. You have better access to better beaters. Because even a Lisa Lot is more extension attacks. This is like it's a good beater, but you can just play just a different kind of beater. You can just play a beater and you're fine. That's why, like, the downside to it is, like, it's the pitch. The pitch is the biggest downside in the early game, because you need to keep a decent structure of, like, sound. Highlander, you have, like, so much discard fodder, you don't care what you discard.
Yeah.
Because if you keep a hand of, say, like, your hand is, like, what? A grade 1, a grade 3... a strike father and a piece, you will, and then like a piece, you will obviously discard the strike father instead of the piece.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is that like you will obviously keep your pieces, but you'll never discard your anything else. Because in order to like, keep pieces, easy for that, and also Lauris doesn't play like as much recyclers as you want it to play?
As most things do. Yeah. It's very true.
So, Speaka is better in the Lauris deck because you can present the multi-attack and cleans up lanes. That's why. I don't hate this card. It's perfectly good card, but I think it has to be... You have to, like... go towards one or the other. I think you would play this one primarily if you were going on ham, but like punching through. But if you want to be a multi-attack Bermuda deck, just play Highlander.
I mean, yes. The entire point of not being Highlander is that the power value needs to be higher than the threshold that Highlander can dish out. You
need to be able to, in order to like. You have more defense. You have more shield tricks than the thing, so you can survive against like bigger, like taller deck or wider decks. You don't survive against taller decks.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because if you're playing against a very wide meta, Lauris is better. If you're going to play tall meta, Highlander's better. And we're going into pretty much a Highlander, a very taller meta. So this deck is good. It's not good. It's a very meta heavy deck. That's why I always brought this down to play against any deck that does a lot of small multi attacks. Is what Lauris did. Yeah.
It edges them out.
It edges them out. So against Axel metas, this deck flats them out. If you play against but if you play against the mirror, this deck will lose in that mirror. For sure it will. Because you don't generate as many big tall attacks as Highlander does. Because you've gained 4 gifts on turn 1 and when you write down. When you go into this, you make 2 gifts and you can do half as much fork as you can instead of Highlander.
Yeah, so the reason I think you want to play Lauris is because it's an offensive engine that could provide.
Yeah, so you have to play more defense shenanigans rather than filtering. Filtering does not get you any... It gets you to the pieces, but it doesn't get you enough into those defense shenanigans. Because
you need to win the game.
Yeah, you do have to win the game, but that's pretty much like the other roles of like Speaka in your G zone.
Yeah, that's right. I was gonna say.
Your G zone is like your Spica's copies 8 through 12. So,
Yep.
that's the
Yeah,
biggest
that's
thing.
why, like, you need to win the game, and that's why I think you can filter into your defensive pieces, and then you can off Serena, and then you're just Lisa Lot's just fucking broken.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, I can play defensively here, and then I just win like the grind and the attrition when you burn your resources.
Yeah, but that's the thing too, is that like early game filtering is only good when you need a hit to that filtering. This deck, if you need a hit, this hits one of this card basically says you hit one of 5 pieces. You need 2 of 5 pieces. Is pretty much it, by sacrificing a piece. If this was like additional copies, this is better for additional copies of like this or additional copies of this. That's why Highlander primarily hypers it. If you were to just bump up the numbers on the other cards, you don't need the relevancy of this.
Right.
I understand, like, sure, like, more consistency and more beat power is, like, it's a good card. I'm not saying that it's not.
Yeah.
But it's also, at the same time, it's fighting for grade 2 slots that you want for Aqua, Spica, because Spica's a big role player. Lieselot, which is a big role player. It's slots that you're fighting into grade 2. Right now, we're at 13 grade 2s, which is a lot of grade 2s.
That's not as many as I thought we were at. So, alright, so, like, here's the other part I can end the conversation on. You said that you need Aqua for cleanup. Lauris is cleanup.
Lauris does not clean up.
Lauris is cleanup. Stride skill bounce one. That's the same purpose.
But you also need cleanup on your opponent's turn.
No, you never call Aqua during the opponent's turn.
You can call Aqua during your opponent's turn.
You can, but why would you?
Because you need to clean up!
And play just use hand in hand. Why do you need to empty your then intercept? Like, oh my god.
The thing... No, because you have to clean up your back row. That's the biggest thing. You have to clean up your back row.
Specifically
the back row of your Vanguard. That's why you play the old Move the Soul, this one. Primarily, you had to play this one because it cleaned up your back row.
Oh, there's also the alternate starter that was the common. Not.
Oh, I forgot to play an Akari in the deck. I also forgot a starter inside the Yasuie deck.
Oh my god, we did actually forget that starter.
Yeah. Akari. Because if you were to play Akari as well, and then Shizuku. Shizuku. We'll throw a Shizuku down. Boop. And that's already, like, what? So many slots into the deck already? Like, because you have Akari, and Akari is a draw. It's a recurable draw. The deck enough, you can also play like the Highlander 1 card, because if you just name your things properly and you know your ratios, you're fine with that too. You can play the Highlander card in bigger numbers if you know what your deck's ratio is. Very big brain, don't do it. I did it all the time. Got tired, don't worry about it.
A lot of people in the high end, or like a lot of people did it during in Prism format, in the
Yeah. It's very
just like
You can play with it's the same logic you can do it in Duo. Not Duos. Prism. Yeah, this is Prism. But this technically is a cute card. This technically changes for a Hanli. And that's a lot of thing as well. Also, the deck also eats a lot of counter buffs. You kind of need some kind of counter charge somewhere in life.
how the fuck is Aqua counter charge?
No. As in, like, we need to throw in the counter charger at some point in life. That's what Vita is half the time when I played it.
Oh, I'm not positioning against Vita. I get why she's into that.
Yeah. I also say we also kind of need a counter charger somewhere, so we need to throw a counter charger somewhere. Oh wait, that's when we played that great too.
Against Aqua.
What's her face? Harmony. No, wait. No, that's not how that works. Oh, yeah, you do need to play Kruk. Oh, God. What was countercharging this deck? Oh, God. Fuck. The size Vita, what else was countercharge? Except for the dual card, which will kill you. Oh, God. What countercharges? That's like the one. Oh, yeah. I forgot. If you are playing Hanlo, you have to play this. God, what was countercharge? What was like good generic countercharge? Just, it's like, I don't think there was. Except for like these PGs. That was like the biggest issue. Oh yeah, and Bobo. I forgot Bobo. Oh, Ryan, why aren't you playing Bobo?
In Angels?
Yeah.
I don't like Bobo. You don't need it. Like, here's the thing. You don't need it.
I only say you can play Bobo because it deals you damage and you get more rescue checks.
I already get enough, question mark?
Yeah, it's just refunds and soul charges. It's like refund, soul charge, deals you damage. It's pretty much like free real estate. There's also like an Angel Feather card, so you can also just toss it to no shield. But yeah, but the deck's like, once again, it's like the Yasuie scenario. The deck can toolkit its ass off. But at the same time, it can only close because you have your strikes to help you close. That was like the only thing that helps you out. Because you'll never care about the tutor. Because the tutor is like, it's fine. But you have so much like, if you just draw Mulligan properly, you have enough resources to go through it. Because Kruk and Spica are like the biggest two offenders in Lauris. Especially Kruk, because it helped you shuffle. Like a beat stick would help, but there's like better beat sticks. And you also need to do the filter for this beat stick skill. If you just have like a good generic beat stick, it's pretty good. That's why like that grade 3 is pretty good. Oh no, the grade 3 is bad in this scenario, right? Wait, no. No, I think it's fine. Yeah. That grade 3 is the grade 3. Because like you can play. Oh god.
Are we running any Lauris specific stuff? Like, what's the payout to playing Lauris? Let's start.
Okay.
Because I don't think we ever actually like. I don't.
Well, the payout to playing. Okay, no. Well, here's the thing. The payout to playing Lauris is getting your gift.
Yeah, the payout to Lauris is you can do.
Why the hell are we not just playing a? Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like we need a payoff to playing Lauris. Like,
your payoff is to grind the game down tremendously. Like, to grind it down.
There we go.
That's the payout. It's like, that's the payout.
What's the payout? She is very defensive.
Yeah.
She has a very good strength. Okay.
That's
kind of what I'm looking for, Tyler.
That's pretty much it.
Oh, the payout is you go fast. It's like.
Well, yeah. Well, you do go. Well, yeah.
You slow the game tremendously down. That's the payoff.
Yes. That on top of the her other things that you would be playing Lauris for got power crept into irrelevancy.
Yeah, because the other Lauris cards are pretty much Harmony cards. And Harmony is kind of just out of the picture at this point because there's way better things. Oh wait.
I mean, yeah. You could just be running friends. You could legit be running friends Lauris if you really wanted, if you felt so inclined.
You can play through 2 of these. We'll go with 3. Yurika and...
Name OPT. Oh shit, I didn't realize that was a name dupe.
Which one?
Salathiel, the one that says on play, so last one rescue one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a name once per turn. I didn't fucking know that. Shit. That changes a lot.
Yeah, because you can just play the whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
Instead
the list
of
I gave you wasn't a 1-to-1 ratio of my list,
okay.
obviously. So like I made minor changes, and I should have just dumbed it down further.
Yeah.
Oops. Now I know.
Yeah. Because it's pretty much like. Oh no, you can't play this one. This one's bad. It's like that. This one's bad. Am I missing just one card? I am just missing one card. Nope. Triggers. Missing triggers. Oh, there's a reason why I said no draw triggers, because draw triggers will kill you.
No,
Yeah,
that's
if you're on the-
perfectly, see, that's a valid reason. I think it's
I was about to say, I was like, oh yeah, there's a reason why I said no draw triggers, because you just die. Because at this point, you'll be playing 8 draw triggers.
It's why I don't run on an Angel Feather.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, the games feel like nowadays they go fast enough to where it's like
You can validate 8 draw triggers. It's
or
pretty much
early
it.
enough to where it's like quote unquote validated.
Yeah. Sure, we'll throw in the draw triggers, might as well. But I would say, like, you just play the... If you want to be super big brain, you play Cure. And then you play, like, 3 different named, like, D Sentinels, and then you just name them. If you're really big brain.
Big brains.
But that requires you...
Make sure you don't whiff a dupe.
That's why you... like, big brain is like, oh, you just do that. Super big brain is you know what ratios your cards are going to be. It includes into that math as well. And that's like 3 different variables that people don't account for, except for me.
You say that, but then there are people who do it.
Well, I say me because in the group of us. Because I think...
I also put Tsukuyomi for like 30, for like...
Yeah, but you didn't play consistent Highlander Coral.
I mean,
What now?
Yeah, it was like a very old deck where you just play on the V Coral and you just bounce dudes and like grab dudes, so you can consistently play consistent numbers, and you just consistently just grab back pieces. This was also a premium deck. So that's why I played, like, all the Pearl Sisters. So that was also just a meme deck as well. Cut that down. Yeah. Yeah, because at this point right now, we're just heading to like pieces of like, we need a fit. It's like,
I mean, like, here's the thing. The funny thing is that there are friend pieces that do work for Harmony.
you can play friend pieces, but I think you rather just do
30k beat stick that Lauris gets.
Lauris doesn't. Lauris doesn't get a
you're
30k
thinking-
beat stick. It's like,
Yeah, like the show looks like we're playing a lot of Harmony. Might as
Hold
well
on.
just run the stupid like 30k Harmony beat stick.
Oh no, I know what he's
I
talking
think-
about. The scaler, the one that.
oh, the one that Lauris.
Yeah, that one actually like has a skill tied to Lauris, right?
Yes, but you don't
If
play
it-
as much. You don't play as much. You have to play like a slightly different like G zone for it.
On the grade zeros. Bob, you're locked on the grade zeros.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like saying something.
Yeah, because you're talking about this one, right?
Yeah, can I read
Yeah,
her? Not in SP, so I can actually carp.
She's a stalker.
I mean, clearly.
She's okay.
When you're playing a Harmony.
When you're playing a Harmony theme deck, this gets better. If you
This doesn't-
don't,
it-
it's
because-
okay.
Yeah, it's mid. Whereas if you're playing on the theme, it is better. It's one of your better options.
I read that second skill, and I read. Wait, that's
I'm at
kind of
12K.
retarded.
Yeah, I'm a 12k beater when I see Lauris for
No.
free.
No, it's a 12k like guarded.
It gets 3k every time it enters Harmony State.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a spammable mechanic.
it is.
Or-
But you have to remember that when it goes back up and down, it doesn't gain enough powers.
But it does keep its
You
power.
could-
during
It
its
does
reaction.
keep its power if you played enough
If you
stand
wanna
triggers
make-
for it. It's like
Yes. Pretty much that. That's why Kruk got. That's one of the reasons why Kruk
Kruk
got
is like,
one.
yeah.
It seems fine, to be entirely honest.
It's-
a good
It,
card.
it's a good card for the Lauris Harmony deck, but if you were to
We're
not be
looking
Lauris
for,
Harmony,
Like, because the problem is, like, we need an actual payoff for playing Lauris. And it's like, alright, well, we have, defensive swing, like, really big numbers on 4-2.
I was about to say, it's
Is
like,
that
just
right now?
just play the Pearl Sisters?
I mean, like you could
Like,
technically.
yeah, but, like, at this point, we're getting to the point where it's like,
It's not even
why
Lauris.
play Lauris?
Because you
We're
can
going
play
for-
3 more of these. So it's like, and this all allows you to be bounce and draw power. It's like,
Well, because the thing is, like, here's
Just
the thing.
kidding.
We're looking
It's
for,
not great.
like, we're a shell based around actually Lauris. So we're looking at, like, a defensive stall engine that consistently beats your opponent through, like, something like, and I'm using Serena again because she's the easiest example. Serena, that's just a 20 to 33k beat stick consistent.
I think you would need...
Because that's what I'm trying to, like...
Yeah,
like,
but I'm trying to remember there was a better beat stick than this one.
if there is, awesome.
Yeah,
But,
because
like,
I don't
she's
remember
the
what it
best
was.
beat stick, like we have, where it's like you can filter for your
Yeah.
defensive pieces. She is abusable and like
Yeah, because the only
She also
the only
has
reason
great
why I don't
skill
like her
with
because
your
her
too,
skill is
Matt.
tied to that filter. If there was a card that says just a beat, oh wait,
Do you mean like I don't know the grade 1 that or the grade 3 and fucking
no, you need a full board for that card.
Kyrie?
I was about to say that one on place.
Kyrie?
Yeah,
Yeah, on place get +10. That seems like a normal Bermuda thing that happens repetitively, and
Yeah.
Lauris can bounce it back to your hand.
Yeah,
if it's
that's
on your board
fine.
For an extended
but
period of time.
yeah, that's fine. I would say that.
Mhm.
I would play that card over the filter because the filter is tied to it. It's like, if the filter was not tied to it, different question. It's like,
So something I learned, Bob, you need more than one beat stick in the game in your deck.
Yeah.
You need more than one beat stick target because let me tell you right now.
yeah.
after,
The biggest
as
Pearl
standing
Sisters.
Angel Feathers
Yeah,
and playing Gold Paladin, one beat stick in your deck is not enough beat sticks.
it's not, but it's enough. If you play enough bouncers, it doesn't matter. It's like,
Yeah, it's.
You say that until your card gets removed and you can't act.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Oh, there is a grade 1 that was part of the Lauris support lineup. Basically, it reads, when in Harmony, target another unit that has Generation Break 2 printed on it for a skill.
Is it the grade 1 that's already in the deck?
Yeah.
yeah,
It's already in the deck.
it's already in the deck. It's a 1-of.
Okay.
It also gives the
Zero.
thing resist as well, but
Yeah, it gives. It gives something else that has Generation Break 2 and itself resist. So it's
Yeah, the
it's
thing is, resist is a very appealing mechanic.
because it says "fuck you" to Denial Griffin. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that among other things, obviously, but
God, I just need a beat stick, like a really big beat stick. It's like, why is Esperina in this lyrical? It's like,
you know, I've asked that about many things multiple times, but like, whatever reason, like any like high level champion promo is just here.
yeah, it's true. Oh fuck! Why are we not playing Turawa? It's like,
Play Tarua!
yeah, I would take Turawa over it.
No, run four, it's your backup. Because it's not a bad ride either.
Yeah,
And if you're stuck on her, you can help Taruda and get value off.
yeah, I would take Turawa. It's
Holy
like,
shit, let's play Tarua. Tarua's a payout. Tarua's a payoff.
yeah, I was like,
It's just being a free
it's just
play.
better. It's just a better beat stick. It's like,
Wait, so you need to bounce 3, right?
you need to bounce at least 3, but you will bounce 3. It's like,
Well, I mean, like, no. Here's the thing: Olivia can bounce 3.
Olivia can bounce 3.
No,
Lauris.
Here's her payout. Like,
Yeah.
worst case scenario, Lauris plus Stride plus any other extender.
Yeah.
Bounces
That's
is a free
bouncing.
bounce.
Bounce. I completely forgot Turo. I was like,
I forget my girl.
yeah. I completely forgot as well. Because that also gives you a payout for Aquas as well.
Yeah, so the only issue I have now is that we have no shield value in this deck.
Your shield value comes in the value of this and then, like, your G guards.
No.
Also, your Vanguard
Trust
gives
me
you
when I
plus
tell
5.
you, it genuinely isn't enough. So here's what
Oh, no, it definitely is definitely not enough. I know for sure it's not.
No. Let me say replace Shande with, Sed.
Replace what?
Shande with Sed.
Said no. No, that's fine. I think I would do that as well.
Okay, so I don't need to explain my mindset.
No.
13k.
I think
Like,
it's like what? It's this.
no, I think you still need 2 Miracella. You still need 2 Miracella. You can get away with 2.
Oh wait, no, sorry. I needed to take this out for like math wise. There we are. Sorry.
Yeah.
Do that. We can go down to 2 at this point. I don't like this
actually,
at this.
I don't dislike Stride Potters in this deck because the Stride Potters don't share a name with your grade 3 searcher. Your grade 3 searcher is just fine, and it searches you. Because here's the thing, you don't feel bad about writing to
Need
and
another
if you're in a
grade
situation where you can write to,
1. Oh right.
write to Rua, you can build your board for writing to Rua.
There we are. I need an Elementaria.
You see, this is the card we're looking for.
Yeah, I was like,
Payoff.
yeah, I was like, I just need a beater. I don't care if it's tied to a.
It's not
I just needed a beater. It's like,
The actual problem. I think now we have to run Aqua, and it sucks to me. But like, there's no like genuine beater, and also 1 Reese's is way too little. I very much disagree with that. You need at least 2.
Definition of you need at least 2.
Because the thing is, Highlighter gets away with it because I literally A, am a deck, and B, I literally call her out off name in Getter. You have no filter. Your filter is raw draw. Therefore, you need some way of getting to her, and you have no way of getting to a 1-of in your deck. So you have to actually, so now you have to actually like, since apparently we're cutting Sedna, still don't fully agree with that, admittedly. We have room for 2 Sedna. What the hell?
well, the biggest thing is that like it's once again
Wait,
like
why are we running a Kari? Why are we running a Kari?
because it's a draw and a bounce.
I don't think it's worth it, man.
I think
Concept that
it's
I don't
almost
think we
worth it.
need it.
Almost is like
Yeah.
very cutting it close.
Uh,
It also helps you clean up. It's once again it's a main phase cleanup lane, but there's better ones. But I threw it down because it's the usual thing.
yeah, like I think
You can technically cut it out and just do this. It's perfectly fine.
I mean, I feel better about that. I still think we need to find room for like. I still want 7 in the deck somewhere.
No,
It's just a filter. Also, it's actually really budget friendly.
So is the Aqua. It's like so are like the rest of the deck. Cause like.
Yeah, I know. But like.
Oh god damn it. Because you have to think about it like this then. So like, hold on. I have up the trigger that I didn't need. Why? It's 4. Oh, right. It is this. No, need that one. Take out the crook? No, kinda want the crook. It's, oh god, I hate that I have to take it out. I have to go down 3. Alright, we're good.
Yeah, this is like not easy, right?
Yeah, no, the thing is that like Lauris is a very it's you have to be on point, you can't flex.
No, which is why I think
you can play the filter, sure, that's perfectly fine. But at the same time, you by discarding the one piece, you forsake one part of like your lineups. Because if you hit assist and then you pitch a Vita, you lose out on all cleanups on your opponent's phases. If you pitch the grade 3, if you pitch this grade 1, you defensive. If you pitch a Speaker, you lose out on offensive power.
8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 1. Shit.
Yeah, Aqua only lets is pretty much a filter, but it doesn't It doesn't require you to discard as a cost. It doesn't. You don't discard as a cost. You discard as an effect.
As resolution.
By committing into your filter, you have to pick. You have to pick your options.
Question.
Oh right, I need to throw a Honley in here.
What are... Actually, hold on. I'll take a look myself in a moment. I'm gonna explore the idea of Harmony Friends. Because there are
fucking cursed on a level I don't even want to begin to describe.
But let me explain. Because there's a grade 3 in for friends. Remember the mermaid? One that bounces if you have 4 or more friends?
So you're telling me you're playing a bad card and a bad mix.
And hopefully the 2 negatives make a positive, yes.
That's not how that works. That's not how that works in. That's not how that works in Bermuda. But yeah, but this is pretty much it. I like it.
Alright, so I'm playing 5D chess with myself when I build this list. Okay. Alright.
Because I think it's like, because you can replace the Aqua for a Serena, and that's perfectly fine. But I personally like Aqua more because A, it's a beat stick. It's 15k one. Sure, it's like worse than it is, but it's a consistent 15k rather than an on-place trigger. So it's always consistently there. So if you don't have turns where you don't need to play on-place, it always sends for 15. It's more of a, I like having things to work with my things, not fighting to make my things work. Sedna also is a 13k. The thing with the filter in Highlander is more important because you need to consistently hit into a key portion of your deck that you need to hit your multiple copies of. This one is like you need to hit 2 out of the 5 pieces, and you need to consistently hit 2 of the 5 pieces. Serena can fix for that, but then you have to sacrifice one portion or another portion. Highlander doesn't care. Highlander says you can discard a grade 3, you're fine. This says you discard a grade 4, you're fine. You get rewarded by discarding your other lines because you have the value of Highlander. This deck does not. This deck does not. Technically, you don't even need to play 4 Lauris, you just play 2. Because it's searchable. That's the biggest thing about Lauris, as like a main thing for Lauris, is that the deck is like, because realistically, I wouldn't even play 4 of these Laurises, I go with like 2-2. Because the other Lauris is also a beat stick. So I would just do this. And it's a Harmony beat stick, but at the same time, it's still a 15k beat stick. Or it's a 16k beat stick. Sure, like, the filter is very nice and very strong, and filtering is very good in Vanguard because it lets you do that. But at the same time, you have to make trade-offs, and trade-offs in Lauris is a lot more harsher than it would be in Highlander, because Highlander is what, half your hand is grade 3s, the other half are like the key pieces that you need.
I mean, if we're talking about Highlander, yeah.
Yeah. Because your other half of the pieces that you're discarding are already sufficient enough for it. You're basically just mainboarding your G-Zone into your main deck. It's pretty much that. In the basics of concepts, it's that. But you don't get that availability in Lauris because all your main deck pieces are pretty much your glue. And your kill payoffs is in your G-Zone. Which is like the same logic as Highlander. But you get more reward in Highlander for it rather than here. Because you're more flimsy on this one. Also, just to let people know, you can always change these numbers as well. I personally like a 3-to-2 ratio between the two. Because Yuika helps clean up speak up lanes. So if you're playing a little bit more speakers, I would recommend more Yukas.
I mean, Yuka... wait, hold on. Well, I mean, Yuka's
a slow blast, right. But... yeah, but that's like the flexibility. Is like, if budget's also a thing too, is like, this is perfectly fine. Just be careful about how you do your speaker plays, because Yuika really helps clean up your speaker lines. So these two are pretty much what they would do pretty well. But yeah, I personally would do this, because this lets you do You can boost with this with Spica, bounce that, call a Spica with your other rare, and then you can bounce that Spica back to your hand, this Spica back to your hand. That way you can alternate between multiple attacks. And that's for a simple Counterblast Soul Blast. That's just my, like, lanes up. And that lets you be able to do tier 1 plays as well. It's a very Counterblast heavy, like, resource into it. And that's like the trade-off for your multi-attack, because your multi-attack is tied into like 2 plus counterblasts. It's not like Highlander where you just have like 5 multi-attacks for like 1 counterblast. So that's the biggest difference. Is that because that's why you can play that filter. You can play all of that. All your other pieces, because all your multi-attack is pretty much tied to 1 counterblast. Lauris is not. Lauris is not.
Okay, so now I want to bring this up.
Sure.
If we have kind of did we? So hold on, I just want to make sure that we're good on pure Lauris as a build. Or are we still working on that? I'm sorry.
This is pretty much the more side defecto. You can also change aquas for like Serenas. It's perfectly a fine option. I'm just saying that like aqua will play more of a better role in a pure Lauris deck than just there. I think in a pure Bermuda deck, Serena is better because you don't need to rely on a Spica per se for multi-attack. You can, because like Riviere, when David played it played a bigger role because it gained you the key piece to superior, right? By finding a key piece to guard with, it's actually not. It doesn't feel great because you're just playing. Ideally, you're just playing like 4 copies of like this grade 1. And do you really need to play 4 copies of this grade 1 to actually do something? And that's the biggest downside, is that like this card will play a big role, but you want to be able to play through, to navigate all those lines properly. How do I word this? By using the filter, you have to know beforehand what plan you have to go into without doing a pivot. Aqua lets you be able to pivot if you need to be able to pivot. So the deck, the better, my personal deck building point is, can you pivot at a big point? Because being able to pivot helps you become a more adaptable player in playing. You'll lose more often, but it makes you like a more skilled player for it, rather than just knowing your sequencing. Because you can know your sequencing, but if you can't stay on that pattern, it lets you be able to switch into it. But recently I've been playing non-pivot decks because I got too tired and there was no fun pivot decks. I think the only fun pivot deck that I played was I think like Magnolia is like probably my favorite one. Because like even though it has the most linear play lines, the pivot point is what you discards for your things and what you draw into. Well, yeah, I think more or less this is like the main core is going to be your grade 3s. Your grade Spica is going to be a main for sure. Yuika is going to be a main for sure. You don't actually have a lot of like Soul Blast funds, so you can play more Soul Blast units. Mutual is pretty good for that as well. If you're looking for counter charge and you're slowly art, Vita will do that. Also, what's the other counter charge option? It was, because if you can't get a hand on the Vita, the grade 3 is pretty good. This one, It's an on-hit counter charge, but it also gives your board resist. You have to target this one for sure. You combine this with Dismal, it means your Hanli can never get removed. You can play that. You can play.
It's not that it can never get removed. It's that you have to go through like 3 hoops to get it removed.
2 hoops. You have to get through like. Well, if you Dismal into this, your Hanli can never get removed.
True.
It's a double fold technique. But that's pretty much.
Actually, but it's really awkward.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that like the deck is the flex spots are going to be where the Aqua is. The Aqua, the Vita if you need another counter charge, if you need to change your counter charge resources. Because this can counter charge, you just gotta remember that you can't counter charge as freely.
A card that I just remembered just now was Detour Together LV. Basically giving every unit that is not itself resist.
Yeah, the grade 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can play that. If you're more into the Han only plan, I would play that one. Your grade 1s are pretty much like flex spots right here. You can change this to another copy of a Hanli. You can also change Hanli some more copies of this if you ever need to it. You can increase the count of Sednas by it. So your grade 1s are probably the most flexible slots. Your grade 2s are like really tight. That's why I was really fighting hard to not include that grade 2. Because your grade 2s are tight.
Sorry, since...
Yeah, but that's why I was fighting aggressively, because I'm like, oh, where the grade 2s are...
It's
have to choose a direction, and I wanted to go a different direction.
Yeah, it's too... I think it's too tight for her. Because, like, in the best case, you have to, like... The best case is you have to pitch one of your tech cards, which is pretty much this, or a Hanoi. Maybe a Mirtoa, but a Mirtoa is too strong.
Worst case scenario.
That's like the usual case scenario.
That's never how it feels when I'm playing like Highlander.
That because Highlander is a
combo piece.
No, Highlander is very fluid. It's like this is not fluid. It's like this is like if
we can go back and forth on this for another like hour.
Yeah.
Because we keep going at each other for like hours.
Yeah. The only reason why I know this is because I played Lauris so much. Like I played it enough times to know that the deck is like it really does need its pieces if you're playing a pure Lauris deck.
Yes.
Which
is why R&D gave her so much draw.
Yeah.
Was to ensure that you got those pieces.
Or just like a really strong like multi-attack option.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. The biggest at the time, its biggest weakness was it didn't have a beat stick.
Yeah.
That was the biggest weakness. But that's pretty much the deck. I think is like you just have to be careful about your counterblast because Highlander, unlike Highlander, this deck will eat your counterblast like to no day.
Oh yes.
So
and it will.
All the old school Bermuda players know this pain. New Bermuda players do not know this pain. It's like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
You played Shushu. Shushu was like the most biggest offender of this shit.
Oh well, no. Shushu's biggest thing was lack of soul versus Harmony's lack of counterblast.
No, Shushu was very restrictive on all resources.
It was restricted on a lot of things. It was just in general resources until we got that great
I remember Soul being the biggest like.
Yikes. Soul was big. Counterblast was big. But you can mediate counter blast by just like aggressively taking damage. You can't for Soul. Because I think a good majority of like the Tuck cards were like Soul Blast 1. And it was really hard to get into your Soul. And then your crit trigger also needed a counter blast. So it was just a terrible time juggling. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I will type as this. Build bones. like the thing is that like also it's like I don't disagree with your grade 2 option. I just say that if I just don't like it being tied to one skill. It's like,
yeah, you want variety.
you want to be able to be like, because if you don't need to use your aqua, you don't have to use your aqua. But in order to be your beat stick, you must filter. It's like,
Makes sense.
and then I think that's like the one thing you need more from Lauris is like you don't need a filter. It's like please stop making me discard stuff. But that's the only downside. Maybe the deck does get better with it. I just personally, from my experience from Lauris, is when you have to choose your options, it sucks. It's like hard.
Yes.
Highlander is like your options are a card that's dead in your hand or a card that you need. We're taking the dead card in your hand. So I think it's just more, we're just yelling more into Lauris because there's like 2 players that play Lauris like a lot. Like a lot. And they can and we played it. Actually no, I played the most out of all you guys.
You played them. Yeah, you definitely played.
I definitely played it the most.
You played Lauris the most, just out of that I was playing a lot of everything.
Yeah, because I think like
because, technically speaking, yes, you did in fact play like.
Yeah, I think I played it the most. That's why I know like the lines of it.
Yes, and I mean, the only thing I can say about myself is that like I was just louder on wanting Lauris to come back and be like great seething when Anj got the spot instead of Lauris made me seethe.
Yeah.
Alright. But aside, yeah.
So we're about to hit the 3-hour mark. Do we want to do another deck or should we just end it here?
I'm good either way.
Okay.
Like, I'll defer to you.
Alright. Tyler, you down for another deck building?
I won't be able to contribute as much as my my knowledge of the card pool and other clans/nations is very limited. So.
I would just say like even like an opinion is like perfectly fine.
Okay, just off of a knowledge of the card game?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can go to the Genesis if we want to do that, or we can just choose a clan that we like don't know like super duper heavy in, and then just give like light impressions. Because like in a general sense, I can like understand the logic between everything, but I think it's like if you really want opinions, you can really feel opinions. If you like, be like, I played against enough Dimension Police, we can try to build a Grand Gallop deck.
Oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. We'll stop you right there. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you're locked out of Geoma Glass, and therefore your deck
Ye
comes off.
Oh yeah. It's bad. It's like it is indeed very bad.
Yeah, you accidentally lock
The
yourself out.
only other deck I would say we can experiment with is Spike Brothers, because I have enough experience in Spike Brothers to make it work. Or we can do
It can be something I have experience in too, like, and I've experienced in a lot of these, to be fair, so.
because I know Tachikaze is an interesting one, because that one conflicts with it a little bit, but not a lot.
Taches is You're right about Taches being interesting.
It's an interesting one enough, because like if we go to like Spike Brothers, because it's Rising. Because Rising is like, surprisingly, like if you look for like Rising.
Probably building this tonight though, and then throwing it at us tomorrow.
Yeah.
Entirely honest.
Because there's like there's a
leave
lot.
surprise.
Oh no, I won't bring Rising because I technically will not even have enough Rising cards.
So
It's kind of like a thing. But that's pretty much like the logic is like it's pretty much.
Never me, like we could do it, but that one's pretty self-explanatory. Neo Nectar, if Jack was alive, we could do. But,
I know the nature of most of it. It's kind of rough on it.
I do too, and it's really it does just suck. Kagero, no. I think it's really bad.
Kagero, Blade
You already had a
Master.
fine write-up, where your write-up said if your opponent doesn't have a heal trigger in hand, target player dies.
Yeah.
Like...
Oh no, Victor!
Shadows is
Victor is like
bad.
really important. It's like
Victor's is gonna be disgusting.
Victor's gonna be like insanely strong.
Victor is,
Cause you go
type in
into
so let's save me some trouble.
yeah.
Type in the keyword search EXX extreme with the 2 X's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
save me
Victor's
some trouble.
Victor's gonna be
Alright,
really
so-
good.
Alright, so 2 Victor. Or 4 Victor.
Yeah.
Because we base it off just running 4 Victor because we're just gonna be nope.
No, they're
Old
reprints.
Victor.
No, this is the old Victor.
Yep. You chose the V1.
Oh, is that the V1? Hold on. Give me a second. They all have the same scale. There we are. Because we can play around with
And
Victor.
then I guess we type in normal. Like, God, we didn't get where we needed to get. So just type in extreme and see if that pulls up what we need.
Technically you need a Battler.
I'm trying to find the archetype. Battler will get us everything.
3-2s.
Because it'll also check for battle.
Oh crap. God.
Yeah, that's why I'm typing in extreme.
Mecha. No, I need
Look at literally none of the cards. Type in extreme, Bob.
No, because extreme is oh yeah, extreme is that.
Nope, extreme is the
Because
archetype.
you play
Oracle
this.
Tachi.
No,
No.
not this one.
No.
Oh god.
Bad.
Click on the wrong one. This one.
We run Oracle Tachi.
This guy. I know you play Zazan the promo.
Yeah, well, we run Sazanda.
He runs Zazanda.
Or Sazanda. Also, we didn't get where we needed to go, and I'm a little disappointed by that.
Because of what? The usual list is.
I think I'm
Battler
gonna...
has 2 T's in it, by the way, so we can probably try Battler again.
Oh, did I spell the one? Also,
Your
hello.
Battler has 2 T's in it. I just noticed that.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't mean to cut in. I'm just gonna tap out for the night.
Alright.
I will try. Yep, I will catch you guys later.
Yep.
Good luck with the. Yeah, good luck with the deck building.
Alright, bye.
Bye.
Oh, I clicked grade 2, so it probably helps a lot if you just do this.
You know what? Wait. That might have got.
Because you just
Yeah,
do
that would
this.
have got. Yeah, no.
No.
Type in extreme again, because if we're not locked to grade 2s, it's fine.
Yeah, because you're thinking about the grade 1s, right? Because technically you have to play this guy. I don't think you
No,
get
make
the
an
option to
argument for the other
filter.
one. Scroll down. There's one specifically I'm looking for. It's Oh shit, is it not the same? Scroll down. It should be an older G card, which is why I'm asking for it. Go up. Because it was a start. Yeah, up a little more. Yeah, there it is. Gunsdom.
Gunspot?
Yeah, it says rest this card, 5 from your rear guards gain resist.
Oh, yeah. You do need to play 3, I think.
2 to 3. Jaro Hawk, some players run. You could run like 2 of it.
Jirahawk is...
You're a glass can't. You're a fucking glass can't.
Yeah, you're just going hard. I just don't remember what this one did.
I don't give a fuck about shield battle. Because you're trying to win.
Yeah, no, you play 4 of these.
Not 4, like 2.
2? Oh, yeah, it is a
You
counterblast.
don't know
That's
how
true.
It is a counterblast.
It is a counterblast.
Like, you can use your counterblast on,
Yeah, because you also need to play, if you need to play grade 3, you need to play Zubat? Where's Zubat? Or where's Acrobat? Oh god, where's Zubat?
it won't show up when we type in extreme as a keyword.
Oh, right, because it's just Victor.
Yeah, we'll deal with it later.
Yeah.
We'll deal with that go up. We can run a Luminal Dragon.
Yeah.
I like a Luminal Dragon. It's
Illuminal. Oh no, you play no, you play the other guy. What's that other guy? Because you play hold on, let me type out Beast Deity. You play that grade 2, right?
So when I think it is, it's locked to Beast Deity.
No, I thought it was generic. No, it's not. Is it not Beastie? Rest. It's a grade 2.
Oh god, you're opening up like so many cans of worms.
It is. It's a V card. I definitely remember it.
Cool Hank is not a terrible card in the deck.
Cool Hank's not that bad. I was like,
I'm
oh,
thinking
hold on.
about Cool Hank.
New Cool Hank.
Cool Hank, yeah. Brittle Jack is a beat stick.
Brittle Jack is a beat stick target.
If we
But
wanna
it's
run it.
better in like the God. Oh god, it's the card they play in it plays in what's his face? Stand. Nope, that doesn't help. It's like, oh, this guy! Kick.
I don't like it. You have to have a full front row, right?
I believe it's if your front rows have rear guards. Count us one rest stand it.
Yeah, so you have to have a full field or a full front row.
Yeah, because I know people played this one for sure. Is either that or Cool Hank? Because Hank is just a Soul Blast. No, that's on hit. Sorry. Discard card standard. Yeah, I played like 3 Hanks. It was like, Zubat. Victor. God. Oh wait, no, I highlighted grade 2. There we go. Yeah, Zubat Battler. Because ideally, these are the grade 3s. Grade 3s are going into primarily. Because if you have to go second, you go into Zubat. And then if you go into Extreme, or you go first, you go into that.
I feel like we're missing something still, but...
I know it's like, this is the main core of it. Because the biggest thing...
let's work on the triggers right now real quick.
Yeah, because triggers are like the biggest things for like the deck.
I think it's because I don't know if it's generic as shit.
It plays...
You know, 4 heal guard.
4 heal cards.
Because you still attempt to live. I know they run the Extreme Battler PG because fuck it.
They have to run it because I think it counts as a
Stride
doodle.
crit, go up.
Oop.
Stride
Nope,
crit.
there we are. Nope, that's Sentinel. There we are. Because you actually need like every single piece in your hand.
Everything in your hand has to actually do something.
You actually play that God, where are you?
We're going to run his crit ultimately.
I think you have to put in his crit because it's A, the draw trigger on the defensive, and B, it goes into your soul and you draw a card. It helps you out with Zubat costs. That's why it was a big thing in there. Over trigger, you have to play it.
Yep.
Now the biggest question is that, do we play stands or fronts?
Stance.
Stands? Okay. So
Yeah, it's not even it's not even...
yeah, because I know it's like you play...
So you run like
It's
the weird
this
stand that when
one,
you stand
right?
It, you stand no.
No.
You
Oh
would
god.
think.
There's 2 stand triggers, I don't remember
Wait,
it.
can I read that stand trigger? Go to stands. Just switch to
Yeah.
type of stand.
Stand.
Let's check all the stands real quick.
Yeah, because I know it's like for sure there's a specific
time
one.
to read shit. Hold on.
Yeah, because I know it's usually it's Energy Girl. It's either that or referee.
It's the card to the right, Extreme Battle or something.
That's Beastie. Is this one?
Yeah.
When this stands due to the card fight, you may pay the cost if you do draw a card, choose one of the reverse stands and shuffle it. Yeah, it's probably
Yeah,
this
'cause the
one.
whole point was it fueled, what's his face? Mustard. But like,
Yeah.
we're on a different game plan because we have to ride in a different order, or because we have to stride specifically.
Yeah.
Specific card at the beginning of the game. So I think we use Linka because Linka's better.
You mean Energy Girl?
Energy Girl, yeah, because Energy Girl just enabled.
Yeah, because the thing is that like this is also Rush, so it has to stand in the same column as a standing unit.
No, when it stands due to the effect of a card, you draw a card and a rear guard and shuffle your deck. So you stand it to stand.
Oh yeah. There's nothing else.
And it triggers double Buster. Off
Yeah.
one stand.
But I
Some
think,
people run it.
it's like at that point you'd rather just run Because you need God, you need to be on Zubat, right, for that play?
Nope. I don't even think you're on for Zubat. Zubat isn't super good nowadays. Like here's my thing about Zubat. Is like Zubat's fine. It's a good card. Don't get me wrong.
Wait, was it the one I was thinking that needed a Soul Blast to like draw a whole bunch of cards? Was it Zubat still?
Mustard. It's a stride.
No, not that one. Because I remember it was a straight you run into. I don't remember that.
Probably run to Zubat.
Yeah. Because I definitely remember that, like, there was a reason why you needed so much soul. Oh, now I remember.
Mustard. I've been literally saying it for like...
No, because Buster's the re-standard. I'm thinking of the other one.
Mustard is the fucking card. Holy hell, Bob.
No, because I know what Bustard is. Yeah. It's not this one. I was like,
Read the one next to it.
oh, there's a second Bustard? I was like, that's why I didn't know it, because this is probably from that Fire's Premium Collection I didn't care about.
No, it's the busted one with Ishikishima.
No, that's why I didn't remember it. Because there's two Busters, because people play two of these as well.
No, no one runs that card.
Do they not
No
anymore?
one runs that card.
Oh, okay.
That card's terrible.
I know people ran this in like old one.
Itself.
Yeah.
No, they got rid of it as soon as new one came out, because new one's just better.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is the card you're thinking of, Bob. That was you run like one or two of your...
No, I was actually thinking of the old one, because I know some people really played it. And then Winning Champ, I forgot Winning Champ also played it.
You run like one.
I think it was like 2, because it didn't need to flip
run
itself.
One.
No, it's 1 because it flips generically.
Yeah.
That Stark.
Go up. No, you don't even run Stark.
Do you not anymore?
You might not. We don't know yet. Go up.
Yeah.
We're like shaping the G zone still, to be fair.
This guy.
Two of him.
No, it's 4, isn't it?
No, it's like 2 to 3. So we're like, go up.
Oh no, this is the one I'm thinking of, right?
Yeah, one copy of him.
Oh yeah, this is a 1.
Yeah.
This is a 2.
2 copies of the new stride.
Yeah, that makes sense.
1 flip G guard,
Yeah,
which
this
is a card. Yep. 1 favorite champ.
Yep.
GB8. Also alien dude. You run 1 alien dude.
Yeah, that makes sense because you need it.
No, not that alien dude. Other alien dude. That alien dude.
Wait, what the hell is this one? Oh, right, no, that isn't there. Yeah, you're good.
Counterboss, one stay in the front row, pump yourself.
Yeah. G guard flip. No, I already did that one. Oh, this one.
I
remember.
It's just fucking refund a billion resources for no reason. I think it's a good card. I would run the 1.
Oh no, I was double checking. Like, this is the one I'm thinking about, right? And I was like, yeah, this is the one I'm thinking about. Because I know this one was like the thing that helped so much. Alright,
keep going down. 2 of the new stride, or 2 of the Victan.
Victan. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Put Megaplasm in there. Well, we're not done.
Victoplasma? Yeah, I know it's 2 of this. I know people did play 2 of it.
Go up.
But that was pretty much it.
GB8.
GB8 was...
Your GB8's crazy, so...
What was it? This one.
Yeah, the weird, yeah.
Yeah.
One. And then we just take the missing pieces out of the bustards that you ran 4 of, because you don't need... Because you're gonna die before you actually twice at 2 of this card.
I have to make sure the G zone matches up. Yeah, so it's like 1.
Yeah, because here's the thing about it. It's like... Victoplasma is only gonna come up as... Victan is ultimately what we're going for, right?
Yeah.
Victan's eating the buster slots.
Yeah, because it's...
And then, like, you can realistically hit GB. You can't... And then... You're realistically ending it on the new stride. Because new stride's really good.
Yeah.
If you're in a weird if you're in a Link Joker matchup, you're kind of just like, well, here's this Victoplasma here, lol.
Yeah, because
so
it's
I can
usually
at least
that.
do something. And then favorite champ wins games.
Yeah.
Pretty aggressively. And then I think the G guards are, I don't want to run 5, but I think 5 is fine.
Five is probably the number we're playing.
Because the thing about the mediocre, because you have one that unlocks and resets.
Yeah.
Like, it's just good.
And it's also your like
we
biggest source of like
cut
counter charge
our-
if you have to play it. It's also your anti-link Joker matchup.
Yeah. So if we cut a card, it would straight up be the alien dude that stands apart. Because like
We hit
speed
16, we're fine.
Yeah, I know. But it's like if you needed to add a card, that would probably be the first to get.
Yeah, probably. It's also probably the cheapest one in the listing.
Because you're one of the very few decks that feasibly runs the GBA and feasibly reactivate it. So it's one of those. Alright, now combo pieces. I think there's this grade 1 extreme battler that everyone likes. Why are we going to zeros?
You need a starter. I thought there was an extreme battler one. There's not.
You know what? No, it's a Blower.
Hold on. Let me make.
Just type in
quick.
Blow. Type in Blow.
There we go. I need to write down quick shield. I actually had to type down quick shield because there's like if you type down Blau, there's too many stars with Blau.
Yeah, but it would have still been the first one to pop up because the newest one.
No, because it would be the strike. Oh, dang, it did. Dang. Ah, sad. Alright, so we do that. We do. I know we need a lot of 2s.
We do need more
It's-
2s.
it's
How many ones do we have? Hold
like
on, how many?
9.
Or, okay, there's this grade 1 that, like, Duncan likes a lot, so we'll use that.
Which one?
Yeah, type in extreme battle. We'll just go back to basics.
What?
So, yeah, I would just cut it off the, alright, so it's that middle one?
If
The
you
blue
have
head? Yeah.
Vanguard. Attacks. I play like a 2.
I would run like 4.
If
We don't have anything better, dude.
yeah, I was about to say, is there like a better like?
No, we need 4 PGs, right?
Oh yeah, that's what we also need.
Hold on, that's the wrong one. What's this one do?
Is it not this one?
I don't know what the fuck this. I've never seen this card. Hold on.
Oh no, same name. Wrong one. Or yeah, canvas
When
one.
we read this, I don't even know what this does. Nope.
No. Yeah, I was about to say it's not this one.
Yeah, the other. No, I know it's not.
It's this one. I think you're thinking
Yeah,
about.
this one says counterblast. PGs and counterblast.
Yeah. Because I think it's this one we're thinking about.
This is the one. This is the one we're thinking of. I'm
Yeah.
just like.
Yeah, that's the thing is that like right now we're almost hitting up the slots.
We got one. We're one short.
We're one short, but I think we need one more like attack extender. That's like the biggest thing is that we don't have. I think we need like what?
We got Gosachi, Cool Hank. Oh, you chose not to run that grade 1. We have 2 copies of the grade 1.
No, we have the 2 copies
We're
of that grade 2.
We're on 2 copies of that attack extender. I'd cut, dude, I'd cut the extreme battler. We don't have payoffs. That's the problem.
That's the thing is that like that's the biggest
That's why I want
downside.
Illumino Dragon.
Illumino Dragon, I would say would be in, but at the same time, it would be like it cuts down. No, your Zazanzon is your payoff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Zazanzon like faster payoff.
Yeah. If we're needing one more payoff, we
It's-
always run that one extreme
I
battler
think
that,
it's. I think we need an enabler. That's the biggest thing. Like a different enabler.
7.
Because you needed a.
9,
I think.
10, 11, 12. Vanguard is 13. So
There-
we have a lot of guaranteed extenders.
Yeah. I think it was like it's just like one more. There's like a reason why I felt like we needed one more extender. I don't remember why.
I don't think we need an extender. I think we want another payout.
Oh god, I don't remember why. Oh god, why did I think we needed another extender? There's a reason why. I think it was this. I think it was one more copy of this because we needed a back row. We needed a back row extender for like a booster randomly. But
It needs to attack, but it's another booster.
I think it was for this primarily because it was like there was a reason why. I'm remembering this to stand for a reason, and it was this because it was that game. It was the gain the power for each face-up card. So you needed another standard to target this one as well. I think that was the reason why. But this is like roughly the deck. It's like either Valor or another Cold Hank, but I think the 13 is more relevant than anything else. Oh no! Now I remember. It's gonna be Cold Hank because we don't have enough great twos. We have like, I think before I added this Cold Hank, it was definitely like 11 great twos, and we had like 15 great ones. So it's gonna be Cold Hank because like sure we can put in another like payout, but the payout need to be within grade 2 because we can't have that grade 3 because we have too many grade 3s at this point now. because I think of like 6 is already cutting it pretty much. Because isn't like most decks are like on like a 4. It was like what 2. Because even then, you could play like 2 of the new V ones, and that's like perfectly fine as well. If you can't find extreme. Because I know it used to be what 2 Zubats, and then like it was 4 the V ones. But if you have this one, you could like you can do like
it has to be no. It has to be because you have to like. The thing is I think you have to gun ho on your game plan.
Yeah, and I think this one's better.
Like okay, so I'll ask you, how do you feel about the 3-1 concept?
For the starter?
The 3V versions of their bosses and the 1 ult boss, and then you're on like 4 copies of Stride Fodder. It feels like you have to like draw 2 specific.
That was the thing with it because I was like, because I know this one's like it's really big, like it's really big because this is also a beater. This is like an 18k beater on an Axel circle. That's why it's like really big. Because I was debating, I was like, do we need the Victor if all of our grade 3s are Victors?
I missed half of that.
It was like, this is like another source of like a beater as well. Because it's an 18k beater.
On Excel, yeah.
On an Excel circle. It's 13, which is still enough. So that was the reason why I think I threw it at 4 and then just locked it into like this and this. You can make the argument of a, what's it, 2-2? I would like minimum go 2-2. But even then it was like, if you do this, do 1 of this and then 3 of the other ones, that's a perfectly fine list as well. I think on Victor it gives you. This gives you more push for your bullets. Because hitting into this, regardless, because I know the V1... Oh crap, I need to do this. The V1's good. But I think it's like, you have to... If it wasn't tied to this Victor, you just take out Zubats for the Axel Victor. Because Axel Victor is pretty much this, but better. It's like... Because I think, like... I think you need to be able to hit GB2, like, as fast. Like, you need to flip cards as fast as you can in this deck, I think.
Yeah.
Because you need to be like, what? At GB3 you kill people? Pretty much. Because champs at GB3. Is that GB2?
It's 3. It's 3 plus technically.
Yeah.
So it checks for G zone units.
Yeah, but I think it's like you primarily have to be like, because you're also trying to ramp into like GB8 as well. So just consistently being onto this one is much more powerful than being on this one. Also, it makes you 2 gifts instead of 1. So the 2 gifts lets you do that. It does the validation of having this is understandable because it gives you a dude and then it has like a restand as well. But I think being able to generate 2 gifts and flipping 2 cards in your G zone face up is probably more.
It might be.
It's a little tricky. I think it's like it's really close. Also, if you play this Victor as well, you can't play Luminal. Because it's more, if you hit a Luminal off of like the top 7 of this, it hurts you way more. Yeah. But I think it's like the deck is pretty much that. I will be back real quick. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. So everybody enjoy this pause menu while I do one more bathroom break. Alright. I am back for the final push.
Okay.
So pretty much that is the Victor deck. It's pretty easy, cut and dry. But in case people want this is probably the most budget like entry into the format, is probably this deck. Because these are probably pretty cheap. Legit. Except even Zanzan is like, what, the most expensive card is probably Zanzan?
Zazan, hello?
Or, Sazanda, yeah.
Probably just because it's an EN promo, lol.
No, we got like a good majority of it in like Prince House recently. I have like so many of these. But yeah, but even then, it's pretty much it. Build. Budget. Because legit, like, if you look at it, like, it's a pretty cheap deck to build. Nothing's like super running rampant pretty hard. And its main goal is pretty dang easy. Just flip your G zone.
Yeah.
and then one attack leads up to multiple attacks, and then especially with the new guy here, you gotta do it during your attacks. You have a restand as well, and then yeah, because you get just basically like infinite attacks. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You just have infinite attacks, and then in the worst case, you just turbine through to GB8. So deck's pretty simple. Deck's pretty clean. I think this deck will be probably like, it's definitely the super budget friendly list, and I think that helps a lot as well. Because I think most of the lists that we were brewing up and then looking through is definitely like only for people who have a moderate size of money, because Bermuda is not cheap. And Shiryuki, I think it's starting to climb up in price, I think.
It is.
So it's pretty hard to do a Yasuie splash build. You can do a full Yasuie deck, but I think that at the same time the Yasuie pieces are also gonna start climbing up as well due to like how Murakumo does a lot of multi-attack pretty hard. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I like this. It's a good, nice budget deck that we could just be like, here's a deck that's on budget. You can probably buy it all together for, I would say like under 200. So that is pretty much almost the end of the stream. I will throw these on to the YouTubes as well in the description below. This will also kind of show up in the Twitters after that YouTube post. So you'll definitely see that there. It will also be on the Discord of H Drive. I rarely use it, but if you want to see it, it's there. So that's pretty much that. I try to stream at least once or twice a week, guaranteed at least once a month in the worst case. It's just like I'm trying to get back into the groove of it, and it's like sometimes life happens and you don't got the motivation to do things. So that kind of sucks. But at the same time, this will be on to the things. Come check this out. I know Josh will be streaming in about half an hour from here, but that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching it. Thank you and bye-bye!